Warning. You are entering Open Lines Friday. For today anything goes. Thank you for your cooperation.
Listos pe los chingazos. Listos pe los chingazos.
I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.
All right,
Warning.
This is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena Open Lines Friday. You know how it works. Anybody can join. Everybody should join. The link in the description, and I'll be posting the link in the chat. First of all, shout out to everybody in the chat. Chet Collins, Dark Hado, Grim Reaper, Baron Nivola, El Cuco, 99, Ralph Unreal, who else? Rapak Trucking Company, Langsbury. And before we begin, I want to again thank everybody for your donations. We managed to achieve our objective, so we ended up buying another Rodecaster Duo. The Rodecaster Duo is like a sound system, basically, some hardware that's gonna make the show sound much better, and it's gonna improve the phone calls. You know, because sometimes they sound pretty crappy. With this system, they're gonna sound much better. So thank you for that. We achieved our goal. We're gonna be talking today about the pound for pound list. The Ring Magazine, they came out with their pound for pound list. Then we put it up on the screen here, and I posted it as well on the BDA community section of our channel. And I mean, I'm telling you, people started to talk about it. Some people disagree with this list, others agree. Here it is on your screen. Number one. By the way, anybody can join, don't forget. So I'm on the BDA Discord if you want to jump in. So here are the rankings. Alexander Usyk, number one. A lot of people, not a lot of people complain about this actually, which is kind of impressive. Okay, super chat here from Chet Collins. Thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate it. Canadian dollars. Here we go. He says, "Let the show go on." Exactly, Chet. Thank you for that. Oh yeah, you're from Manitoba, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate it. And jump on the show if you can. What do you guys think? Let's go through the list here. Alexander Usyk, number one. Number two, Naoya Inoue. I think this is where people start to have some problems with this list. They don't know who Naoya Inoue is. They don't know who he's fought. So they're like, why is he so high? He's never fought anybody. He's just fighting nobodies. Yeah. Meanwhile, this guy's a multi-division champion, right? And by the way, when Naoya Inoue moves to a weight division, he usually dominates the whole division except 115. He kind of like moved through that division really fast. He didn't stay there for a long time, which he should have, because it was a very good division, but whatever. He still managed to dominate multiple divisions. He gets all the belts in that division, and he fights the best in that division. So he's a true multi-division champion. People don't understand this. Who has he fought? Well, you don't know who he's fought, right? That doesn't mean he hasn't fought anybody. Yeah, he's not a big name over here as, let's say, a Teofimo Lopez or a Shakur Stevenson. That's why when Shakur Stevenson beats Teofimo Lopez, it's like all of a sudden, oh, well, that Teofimo Lopez win is something Inoue hasn't achieved yet. Like, how do you know? Well, you don't even know who Inoue has fought. But anyways, this is again where the problems start to appear for some people. Oh, Shakur Stevenson, number 3. Some people say that he should actually be rated or ranked higher than that. I really don't think he should be high. I don't even think he should be in the top 5. And I'll explain why. Rapper Strong Company says if he doesn't already, he will name one of his sons Floyd or David. Who are you talking? I don't know who you guys are talking about. Oh, he's saying watch and listen. Southpaw wears his knee pad. Okay. People are insulting each other here. Green Reaper says people say Inoue is too small to be in the list. What? Then think Stevenson should be on there like he isn't small as well. It's ironic. Well, exactly. That's a good point. I mean, I don't know. I guess small is like, for some people, like the smaller weights, the irrelevant weights are like anything below 126, I guess, or 122. Rafael says Shakur should be in the top 5 to be fair. Well, maybe. I mean, I can squeeze him in number 5. Number 4, maybe. But 3, it's too high, man. What has he done better than... what has he accomplished that deserves him to be placed above Jesse Bam Rodriguez? The Teofimo Lopez win? The Cepeda win? I mean, Cepeda win was a good win, I have to say. But he fought a contender, basically. Did he fight the best lightweight in Cepeda? I mean, Cepeda wasn't the best lightweight. He was a contender, which is a good position for a boxer. See, we shouldn't diminish this term contender. Now, like, oh, he was just a contender. Well, I mean, you need contenders. You can't, and not everybody can be a champion, right? So Cepeda was a contender. He beat Cepeda. But he didn't, it's not like Shakur was the lightweight champion, right? Was he even the lightweight champion, the lineal lightweight champion? No. So, okay, he defeated a contender, then moves up in weight, defeats Teofimo Lopez, who was a lineal champion. And all of a sudden, we have to, place him above a multi-division champion like Jesse Bam Rodriguez. I mean, this guy actually is unifying divisions. Well, he just unified a division, right? So there's a difference. But I don't know what you guys think. If you disagree, let me know. Broughton's Boxing says Cepeda beat Shakur, not a valid win. Well, there you go. Some people actually think Cepeda won the fight. I mean, we have FUTV who says Cepeda won the fight. I think Shakur won the fight, but I'm not one of these people who claim that Shakur Stevenson stood toe-to-toe with Cepeda. Cepeda was never even a big puncher. He was a volume puncher, and he wasn't. At some point, we all realized that Cepeda couldn't hurt Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, he hurt him early on, like with a body shot or something, but then you realize that this guy doesn't have enough power to really stop or make Shakur respect him. He had him pinned on the ropes, which was something credit that has to be given to Cepeda, but he looks smaller than Shakur. I mean, this idea that Shakur is some sort of, he's a lightweight and shouldn't be at 140, that's his limit. That guy can easily make welterweight. And so he was bigger than Cepeda. Cepeda, he lacked that punching power that the volume was there, the punching power wasn't. And I don't think he did enough to beat Shakur Stevenson, but to say that Shakur Stevenson whooped him or anything, that's crazy, no. Halu says, what is the argument for Benavides? Well, that's a good question. So let's continue here. Okay, Beterbiev 5, Bivol 5, Beterbiev 6, Nakatani 7. Then we get to David Benavides, number 8. What is the argument? That's a very good point. Okay, I would say, some people, listen, I'm playing devil's advocate here. This guy is a 2-division champion. I'm struggling here. He's a 2-division champion. Wait. He beat Gvozdyk, beat Morel. Holy shit. He beat Yard. Grim Reaper says he got that dog. Benavides had that dog, man. I mean, yeah, maybe that's the reason why they got him on number 8. See, what the fuck? Now you're right. Why is Benavides there? Why is Benavides there? Anybody else? Can anybody explain to me why Benavides is number 8? Why is he in the top 10? He shouldn't even be in that list. Now he has a shot at making it there, I guess, if he beats Zurdo. You know, he would become the cruiserweight title holder, 3-division champion, 3-division titleist. It's still, I don't know if even, well, yeah, maybe that win could put him in the top 10. A win against Zurdo. Johnny Blaze, yeah, he's a 2-division champion, okay. I don't think he deserves to be in the top 10 pound for pound list. Yeah, that's a good. Let me write that down, because we're gonna get some people in here later, and I want to ask them what the fuck. You know what? Let me write it on the Word file. Yeah, Benavides number 10. Sorry, number 8. That's fucking weird. You know, guys, we should do our own list. It's been a while. We should have an official BDA list. Look at this old list. What is this? Usyk, Inoue, Bivol, Beterbiev, Canelo, Crawford, Bam, Nakatani, Koyasu, and Opetaya. Opetaya? Why did we fucking put Opetaya in there? Anyways, yeah, we should make an official BDA pound for pound list. Yeah, Paracua says, beat Zurdo, maybe, but Zurdo gonna show this. Yo no sabo what's up. Yeah, maybe, man. Maybe. Chet Collins says, just because you may not know a fighter doesn't mean he isn't good. That's true. That's what I was saying. Some fighters get a better push with padded records and get exposed. Exactly. And of course, these American fighters are gonna be more well known than Inoue. That doesn't mean that doesn't diminish Inoue's accomplishments. We should make. Actually, we're working on some videos. We're working on some videos regarding Inoue and Nakatani, since they're gonna have their big fight, and hopefully those videos start to. I'm gonna choose my words here correctly. Shed some light on their careers, you know, on this side of the world. So stay tuned for those videos that are gonna be coming up about Inoue and Nakatani. Thank you for your super chat. Broughton says Benavides deserves to be on that list. He's shown that pound for pound quality. Well, that's the thing. What are the criteria for a pound for pound list? What are your criteria for a pound for? Is it the eye test? Because if it's the eye test, then I guess, you know, some people could make an argument as to why Benavides should be there. You're gonna say he's very talented. But in terms of accomplishments, does Benavides have the accomplishments to be placed in a pound for pound list? Does he have the accomplishments? I want to know what you guys have to say about that. Jamie Radin says, I always rage bait people with that line. Okay, people are saying, I don't know what to talk about. David not there yet, but if he beats Zurdo, then yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I can see that. I can see Benavides there if he beats Zurdo. All right, Koyasu, number 10. Is he a 2-division champion at this point? Correct me if I'm wrong. But this guy is explosive. He knocks out people. I like that. That's complete domination. That is a whooping. That is a domination when you stop your opponent. And Koyasu, yeah, he's looking good. So I guess number 10 makes sense. Oh yeah, Devin Haney, number 9. So this is another one that I kind of have a problem with this one. So technically he's undefeated. Devin Haney is. He's undefeated officially. Unofficially, he's not undefeated. I think he got exposed. He's a lightweight title holder. He's a super lightweight title holder. And then now he's a welterweight title holder. He just beat Norman Jr. But again, title holder. Did he dominate lightweight? I mean, we haven't had a lightweight lineal champion in a long time, I think. Oh, it's since Teofimo Lopez, right? And so Oh, wait a minute. No, Haney was the lineal champion. He beat Kambosos. He beat the man who beat the man. So that's an accomplishment. He was a lightweight champion. And then at super lightweight, I don't think Haney was a champion at all. He was a title holder. He didn't fight Teofimo Lopez. He didn't fight Josh Taylor to become the lineal champion. And then he moved up in weight and fought Norman Jr. I don't know how that places you in the top 10 pound for pound list. I guess the eye test. What are people saying here? I'm reading some comments here. Haney, not pound for pound. Ryan exposed him. Loss remains. Yeah, I mean, you can lose and you can redeem yourself, right? So he lost to Ryan Garcia unofficially. Then he made a comeback, I guess you want to call it, against Norman Jr. But I mean, is that really like a redemption type of fight? Did he redeem himself? Did we forget about the loss against Ryan Garcia? You guys tell me. SGT Apollo says number 1 is all that matters. Yeah. Some people were telling me like they don't have a top 10 pound for pound list. They usually just have a top 5 pound for pound list, and I kind of agree. Top 10 is just too much. Like, what's next? Top 15, top 20. But yeah, number 1 is what matters, of course. Turk says Gainey lost to Loma and King Wright. Well, that's also exactly. That's also has to be taken into account. Officially, he beat Lomachenko. In my opinion, he lost against Lomachenko. And he certainly lost against Ryan Garcia. Bray says Haney is the furthest thing from a pound for pound fighter. He's been way bigger than every opponent he's faced. Well, that's not only you saying that; it's him, Devin Haney, in the press conferences, in the face-offs, I should say. He keeps writing about how he's bigger than his opponents. I'm bigger than you. You're too small. You're too small. So, yeah, it's not hate. It's the truth. Even Haney admits it. Let's do up top 5, says hello. Yeah, hello. Yes. Well, we can do it now. By the way, guys, don't forget, anybody can join. Everybody should join. Link in the description. And I'm going to post the link in the chat as well. If I can find that. Yeah, here we go. All right. So, there we go. Is the sound okay? I just noticed. I think it was too low. Yo. All right. Yeah, let's delete this old list. Let's delete this. By the way, we should play some music in the background.
What's up, Butcho?
Yo, what's up? Can you see my screen?
Good, man.
Can you see my screen?
On Discord, yes.
All right.
Yes, I can see it.
So, well, before we continue here, just take a look at the ring pound for pound list over here and give me your thoughts on this list.
Well, I agree with the top 2. Usyk, for me, is clearly number 1 until he retires or loses, but I don't think that's going to happen. In a way, well, this is where we get into questions about how do you judge pound for pound? Do you judge it on who would remain the undefeated the longest if you scaled them all to the same size and fought? Because Shakur Stevenson would probably beat a guy like Inoue, but Inoue's accomplishments are so much better, and he has beaten plenty of different styles. So I think having him number 2 is right, and I think Dmitry Bivol deserves to be ahead of Shakur because he is undisputed. He has beaten other elite fighters, and he's a defensive genius like Shakur Stevenson. And Jesse Rodriguez, similar thing. He's fought better competition, not undisputed yet, but he's about to be. So I would have Stevenson either number 5 or just below that, but yeah, he deserves to be ahead of Devin Haney and Benavidez and Nakatani and Beterbiev. Yeah, I would put him ahead of him. So I don't think it's crazy to have him number 3. I personally just wouldn't put him that high yet.
All right. So Benavidez, you agree or disagree?
What, with his ranking, or
yep,
would I put him on the pound for pound
at all?
No, I think number 8 is fair, although he definitely shouldn't be ahead of.
Based on what?
Well, I'll just finish the sentence. He definitely shouldn't be ahead of Oscar Collazo, but to have him in the top 10 at the very bottom, I think that's fair because he is a two-way world champion. He has got a very nice run lately of world champions and top contenders, undefeated fighters. I know he hasn't fought a standing world champion yet, but he has tried, and you can't blame him for that. So.
Well, no, I mean, but it's not about whether he's a victim or not. I mean, it's who he's fought, right? Now, you said that he's been on a run. I guess that makes sense. He hasn't lost. The quality of the opposition, I guess it's decent, but it's not. And this is my opinion, obviously. It's not deserving of a pound for pound position here. Now, he beat Plant. Good win, right?
Yeah.
Andrade. Does that do you even count that as a win that helps you in your career? No.
Well, I count Andrade and David Morrell the same as I always have. I said they're good wins, not great. I never said they were. I never said that these wins put him ahead of Canelo. I just said that I felt 1-on-1 Benavidez would beat Canelo if they fought. But Andrade and Morrell, because they were undefeated, because Andrade was a world champion in multiple weight classes himself, and again, he hadn't lost, these were good world-class victories.
Yeah. I mean, again, multi-division titleist, not a multi-division champion. Andrade was never dominated 154. That's certainly never dominated 160. He had a belt. He grabbed the belt. There's 4 belts in each division, which kind of dilutes a little bit of the championship aura that you have when you win a belt. There's 3 other guys with a belt, right? With a belt. So, sure, he was undefeated, but why was he undefeated? Why was he undefeated? That's a question. We should ask ourselves that question. Very important.
Well, I know Andrade did duck champions at 154 and contenders at 160. I know he ducked Derevyanchenko. So I'm not excusing Andrade, or again, this is where people really need to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from the place of Aki TV or Dante's Boxing Nation and saying that Andrade was some fantastic, great fighter of this era who's a Hall of Famer or anything like that. I just said he was a good fighter. Yes, he did duck when he was champion and he got stripped for it one time, but there were also world champions at middleweight who ducked him. So, but again, my argument has never been he's anything more than what he was, which was a good, talented, skilled fighter, but I never said he was great.
Would you place Benavidez above Canelo?
In the pound for pound right now?
Correct.
Yes, because Canelo just lost, and I think Canelo's done. But historically, of course, Canelo's legacy is much ahead of Benavidez, and possibly forever. We'll see.
Canelo's still an active boxer, and he just said that he wants to fight Crawford again. But I don't see him on the list anymore. Like he's gone. Now Beterbiev lost to Bivol, but he's still there for some reason.
Well, it was a close decision.
Because it was
it was really close, him and Bivol.
Okay, so we take into account close decisions, right?
I think so. I think if you lose, I mean, I thought the first fight was a draw, talking about Bivol Beterbiev, and I thought Bivol clearly won the rematch, although it was very close. But you can have a close fight and a clear winner. So I don't have a problem putting Benavidez there and Beterbiev there. And I'm still frustrated that we haven't got a trilogy yet between Bivol and Beterbiev. But Canelo was outboxed conclusively by Terence Crawford. And I mean,
yeah, but he lost the fight, but all of a sudden his accomplishments are like out the window. Now Devin Haney is above Canelo. We have Benavidez above Canelo, even though Benavidez doesn't even have a resume the same quality as Canelo. But somehow he's there.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely not saying his accomplishments are out the window. In fact, I've never said that. I also think that people, a lot of it is judgment when you lose. I mean, when Manny Pacquiao lost to Floyd Mayweather, almost nobody talked about him being a top welterweight anymore. Then he came back and beat Keith Thurman after a couple of ho-hum performances against subpar opposition. So when you're at the end of his career, which Canelo is, a lot of people will be judgmental and say, well,
okay, but is that okay? So is that correct or wrong to be judgmental and to take that into account? I mean, what is the criteria for a pound for pound ranking?
That's the $1 million question, because it changes depending on who you talk to. To some people, it's simply who would win in a one-on-one fight if you scale everyone to the same size. Some people base it on accomplishments. Some people base it on the adversity you faced and the odds you've overcome. In which case, I think Usyk is ahead in all of those categories. Could you make but the idea that if we scaled Shakur Stevenson up to a cruiserweight and had him and Usyk fight one-on-one in their primes, would Shakur Stevenson be able to outbox him? Possibly, but that is nothing more than a complete hypothetical. So I just go on what we've seen and
all right.
the accomplishments.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? You can hear me?
Yes. What's up, man? Are you
Yeah,
new?
you're good.
Have you been here before?
Long time listener, first time caller. I've been the guy on YouTube, suggesting the top 5 and asking whether Benavidez should be there. So I thought I would just join, And
Yeah.
I think, just to give my perspective, first of all, the transnational boxing rankings, they have a different pound for pound list. And what they did was they got Canelo in there and put him one place above Benavidez. So just to give you some perspective on how other people see it. And I think you should look at what they did in their respective division, because you can never tell, if you shrink them or put them on the same size, how they would do. But the issue is that you have weaker weight classes, and they might be misrepresented just because, they can't do anything about it, just being in a weak weight class. So yeah, you have to account for that as well. I don't know what the right answer is, but I would go with the transnational ranking personally.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember there were other rankings that I forgot about, though. I think that's the one I used to look at as well. I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, that's a good point. And this is what the whole question is: what is the criteria? Hold on, before we continue, let me just read a super chat here. Chet Collins, thank you for another super chat. He says, these lists are a popularity contest, in some way purely conjecture, a marketing tool. That's a great point, Chet. I mean, that's what some people complain on. They say this is a popularity contest. They're manipulated. I mean, yeah, they're trying to push certain fighters, I guess. So, yeah, what do you guys think? More thoughts. We got more people coming in here. Mario as well, if you want to jump in. Meanwhile, I'm going to look for this transnational list. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, he's 100% correct. Boxing, unfortunately, almost as a whole, is a popularity contest. But another example I forgot is when Crawford knocked out Spence and Inoue had just beaten Tapales and Stephen Fulton back-to-back. People were talking about them being the pound-for-pound top 2. Usyk was pretty much not saying he was ignored, but people didn't talk about him being the best or the second best or even the third. People were talking about Inoue and Crawford. Then when he beats Fury, to me, he's been an unequivocal top pound for pound, and I don't think anybody disagrees with that, even though Usyk has been disrespected. So these things change on a dime.
That's true. And look, I found the list that I forgot his name was talking about. Inoue, number 1, Usyk 2, Jesse Bam Rodriguez 3, Shakur 4. So he's still in the top 5. Bivol 5, and yeah, we go to 8. We have Canelo Alvarez still in there, and he's above Benavidez. So yeah, this makes sense. I don't understand why you remove Canelo off a song. The guy's still boxing. He lost a decision. He didn't get knocked out. maybe he looked terrible in that fight, but he's still in there. His accomplishments are still there, and he wants a rematch. So to completely remove the guy from the list, I think it's a bit of an exaggeration. Now, again, if the guy was talking about retirement, then maybe you can remove him. But I don't know. I disagree with him being completely removed from the fucking list. So you can put Haney in there and Benavides. Now again, if Benavides beats Zurdo Ramirez, then okay, maybe. But Benavides, I don't understand. Gvozdyk, and he beat Morel, who was undefeated. You said he was undefeated, but Morel wasn't Morel even a light heavyweight, a top light heavyweight. He just moved up in weight, beat somebody, I guess, beat a guy, and then he fights Benavides. All of a sudden, oh, great win for Benavides. So let's start talking about pound for pound, top 10 pound for pound, top 10 pound for pound position.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I didn't agree with him being pound for pound after he beat Morel. I still, after the Morel win, I picked him to, or the fight didn't happen, but I would have picked him to beat Bivol and possibly Beterbiev as well. So I was very high on Benavides, but yeah, he's definitely benefited from being the new guy on the block and being a hype train. So yeah, Benavides has been overrated to an extent, but the reason why he and Devin Haney and Collazo are on the pound-to-pound right now, Nakatani, although I do think Nakatani's been overrated a bit as well, the reason why they're there is because the sport needs new stars. It needs new big names, and it needs to talk about these guys so that they get the promotion they deserve. And Canelo, even if he's not retired just yet, it's kind of getting to Roy Jones at the end of his career, when Jones kept fighting, but he was no longer the guy he used to be, and that's why people just stopped rating him, because his accolades didn't justify putting him at the top given where he was at then. So Canelo may keep fighting, and he probably would still beat a few guys like William Skull, but there's a reason why they put him down there.
Yeah, Mr. Pelavaca says, what the fuck? They took Canelo out for losing to Bo. Yeah, I mean, they did. They certainly did. King KO for life says, Canelo Don got a belt, though. Yeah, he doesn't have a belt. He says he's done. Yeah, it's but he says he's going to keep fighting, so we'll see if he's how finished he is. But again, to remove him from the pound-for-pound list, to me, it's a bit of an exaggeration. He should be, I mean, maybe 9-10 or something, but I mean, they completely removed the guy. And he wants a rematch, by the way. Technique says, no good boxing this weekend. Best fight is Sufa Sunday. Yeah, it's going to be called like that, huh? Sunday, Sufa Sundays now. We're going to have, that's what we're going to be getting. Sufa Sundays. All right, so you know what? Let's do this shit. Let's make a top 5 pound-for-pound list. Who wants to go first? Who should be number 1? All right, Fight Sports, go ahead.
Usyk. Easy.
All right. Number 2.
In a way.
All right. Number 3.
Bivol.
All right. Number 4.
You know what? I'll go Shakur. Changed my mind.
You wanted to do it. Number 5.
M.
Wait, who?
Bam Bam.
Oh, Bam.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's not a bad list. I think Bam should be above Shakur, but you know, I'll give you that one. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you agree with the FST's list? People in the chat, what are they saying? The chilling yeah, I can't even say that. It says Canelo, Bam, Benavides, Usyk, Inoue. Canelo, Bam. Okay, come on, these guys. Is that Pigeon? Are you drinking, Pigeon? Paracua says Usyk is a heavyweight. You losers, stop adding him. He's not pound for pound. Well, that's the thing, right? Some people don't add heavyweights to their list. Others do. It's up to you guys. King KO for life says, yeah, beating Teo doesn't get you in the pound for pound rankings. doesn't it? I mean, I think it does. Now, the question is in which position. But if you're tell us, King KO, why you don't think beating Teofimo Lopez puts you in a pound-for-pound ranking list?
And I see going into the fight, I see Shakur is going to school Teo, and Teo probably won't land a significant punch the whole fight. So, and I'm sure a lot of people on this very show gave me crap for it, but I expected that was going to happen. And I still think, I mean, Bam Bam really impressed me against Fernando Martinez. I thought that fight was going to be a lot more competitive. But again, it's really a toss-up between those two for me.
The Shetland distributor says Canelo's resume should still keep him there. If it's about resumes, of course. That's what I was saying. Mr. Pelavaca says Shakur jumped basically over everyone just for Teo. Shaking my head. Well, yeah, that's a valid complaint. John Lucky's God says he has number 1 Usyk, number 2 Canelo, number 3 Inoue, Bam, and Benavides. Canelo number 2. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Benavides, but I certainly wouldn't. I mean, I only put him on the bottom of the top 10 after that win over Yard, which I knew the Yard fight wouldn't be competitive. So it's really a case of Yard retiring, Canelo dropping off, at least in my opinion. I understand why some people say he shouldn't. And yeah, but Benavides, it's not his fault that he hasn't beaten a reigning champion yet, but because of that, he cannot be that high on the list yet. If he beats Zerdo, then we can talk about it. Mm-hmm. Although if he beats Zerdo, the guy to fight is Opetaya, and I'm not jumping to conclusions just yet, but I really hope Benavides is joking when he says, "No, Opetaya's not on the plan." Well, he better be.
All right. Yeah, he better be if he's going to start cruiserweight. Grim Reaper says, I get why Usyk is on here, but he's already literally the best. He doesn't need a hypothetical list, does he? That is true. I mean, technically, he beats everybody. He's a heavyweight, right? Chet Collins says, it's not like Canelo lost to Drake, Satsies, for fuck's sakes. Well, yeah, exactly. He lost to Crawford, you know. I mean, supposed to be this legend. Eparakua says, laughing my ass out, it's not Benavides' fault, but it's Canelo's fault. He lost by points, amateur style. Yeah, that's true. What else? Guys, don't forget you can jump in. All right, before we get more people in here and continue with this pound for pound discussion, let's just go through the news over here. And you guys tell me what you think about this, all right? So we have, this is from Sky Sports. Who would be favorite, Wardley or Dubois? Boxing trainer Adam Booth offers his expert analysis on a hypothetical heavyweight clash between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois, discussing who would be favored in such a matchup. The article is part of our broader Sky Sports boxing coverage. That also features stupid AI didn't give me the fucking thing. Okay, forget about it. Ignore. Yeah, but that's a good fight, guys. Huh? Wardley, Dubois. Who do you guys have for that in that fight? Wardley. I mean, who's a better boxer, Dubois, right? Obviously.
Well, yes, I would say Dubois because Wardley is very green and didn't have a lot of amateur fights, but Dubois lacks serious boxing fundamentals. His defense is non-existent. He doesn't move his head. He's rigid like a ladder. He cannot avoid punches to save his life, and he quits. Like, he's quit 3 times in his career, and he's not even 28 yet. So, I understand Wardley is very easy to hit. That Joseph Parker was beating him up until he got stopped, and I thought Parker fought the wrong fight. But regardless, Wardley is going to be there for 12 rounds, and he doesn't have quit in him. We haven't seen that. In fact, we've seen the exact opposite. He's there till the very end, and you can outbox him, but it's not going to matter. And he's got a good chin to where I think he can take Dubois' powers. So it's heavyweight. Anything can happen, but I'm definitely going to pick Wardley to win.
All right. Super chat here from Rafael Garza Jr. Thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate it. He says, FST is a bootlicker for anybody, anything PBC and the Morenitos. Benavides needs to fight Bivol. Benavides needs to fight Bivol and Beterbiev to form his own path and stop name dropping. Great point about FST. I agree 100%. And when it comes to Benavides,
really, come on, Butcho. Butcho, hold on. Can I just quickly respond to this since my name was dropped?
All right.
Look,
yes.
If this guy thinks that I'm a bootlicker for PBC. I've been called all kinds of names. I've been called a PBC hater for a very long time. I haven't been on YouTube that long, so let's just debunk that ridiculous conspiracy.
All right. Then he said Benavides needs to fight Bivol and Beterbiev to form his own path and stop name dropping. Absolutely. I mean, I don't even know why he's going to cruiserweight at this point. He should be going for that Bivol fight. Yes, go ahead. He's coming back.
Well, he's going to cruise.
Yeah.
I actually don't. I don't know about that. I don't think he's going to come back.
He said that, yeah, because I don't think so either.
Well, fighters say a lot of silly things. I don't think he's coming back to light heavyweight because Benavides doesn't just put on muscle; he puts on a lot of other stuff to move up in weights. So I don't think it's going to be healthy for him to move back down. And it's not a small jump from light heavyweight to cruiserweight. So I would like him to ideally stay at light heavyweight, but I can understand why he's doing it because he has to wait for Bivol and Beterbiev to get that trilogy fight on. And I mean, neither of the two have done anything since they fought each other twice. So I can kind of understand why he's moving up because nothing's going on and he can't fight any of the other champions because there are no other champions. So I can understand that. It's kind of frustrating. And the most frustrating part is that Zurdo is able to use this as another ploy to duck Opataya.
All right. But we have recognized. You want to jump in? Don't be shy.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up?
I agree with Fight Sports talk. I would prefer Benavides to fight to continue, his light heavyweight tour. I guess fight these dudes, man, before you go up there. But yeah, I guess he wants a big fight before. I guess Bivol and Beterbiev fight their third fight, if that's going to happen. But yeah, and also Zurdo. I think Zurdo definitely doesn't want to fight Opataya. I think he sees Benavides as a bigger fight and probably more of a winnable fight too. Real quick on that pound for pound list. Obviously, I disagree. Definitely, Devin Haney doesn't belong there. I don't think Benavides belongs higher than Canelo. I mean, if you ask me who would win right now, I'll probably take Benavides. But in terms of pound for pound is about accomplishments, is what you've done going up in weight. And what has Benavides done to topple a guy like Canelo right now? What has he done? Nothing.
Ask FST, man. This guy is saying that, Benavides, it's not a good run. He beat undefeated Andrade. He beat undefeated Andrade. He beat Plant. But Andrade was undefeated Morel. How's that?
But Andrade was on his way up. Morel's a prospect. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's okay. If you want to put him on the list, I don't have a problem. I would definitely take him over Devin Haney, who got his ass whipped. You know what I'm saying?
Unofficially.
Unofficially. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, my eyes told me. I know what I saw. You got your ass whipped. Okay. Like, I'll put Benavides there. I've never seen Benavides get his ass whipped in a professional fight. Never. So, but
he never fought anybody with Osterine. So.
Right. I mean, the great Osterine, right? Like
that's what he does, man. He turns you into a monster, man.
Well, so if he's a top 10 fighter, Devin Haney, right? then I guess that night Ryan Garcia was a top 5 fighter.
Oh,
Absolutely not. Well, just answer the point. The reason I put Benavidez again at the very, very bottom end is because the wins he's had.
I agree with you.
What I said to put. Yeah, they're
No,
not
don't
the
agree
wins
with you.
over Andrade and Morel. They're not great, but for contender wins, they're good. So it's a circuit.
My point is, why would you not have Canelo in the top 10? I mean, he's still an active fighter. He lost one fight to the legendary Terrence Crawford. That was it. He just lost one fight.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
if you're not going to put, well, if some people won't put him in the top 10, it's because they see him on his way out. They think he's done at world level. I said earlier, it's similar to when Manny Pacquiao looked pretty terrible against Mayweather. People thought he was done, and yet he turned out to still be a pound-for-pound fighter after that. So when you lose and you lose badly, people, and you're at the end of your career, people will try and rush you out there because the sport needs to move on.
yeah. I disagree. Benavidez should not be there. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. All right. What we're talking? Okay, yeah. So we came back to the pound for pound list over here. We're gonna continue to talk about the main pound for pound list, guys. This is the main topic. But we should just continue here reading some of the news here. Speaking of David Benavidez, it says over here. This is from Boxing News. David Benavidez lists the 3 men he plans to beat to become the face of boxing. All right. So he says Benavidez has named the 3 fighters he believes he must defeat consecutively in order to establish himself as the face of boxing. The 2-division world champion who challenges Zurdo Ramirez for the undisputed cruiserweight title on Cinco de Mayo weekend plans to return to the light heavyweight division after he beats this guy Zurdo. And he plans on fighting Bivol and Beterbiev. So that's 2 names. And then also he says, no, that's it. So, oh my God. This guy is saying that he wants to beat Ramirez, Bivol, and Beterbiev. And those are the 3 names he's going for. But he excluded the IBF Cruiserweight champion, Jai Opetaia. What do you guys think about his plan? Is it even feasible? Yes.
This is Zurdo's or Benavidez.
Sorry, Benavidez's plan to beat.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
So why even move up there?
Exactly.
If not, it doesn't make sense. Like, what was your purpose for you going up to 175?
Money?
If you weren't challenged the best,
Mexican?
and he just
Mexico against Mexico. I mean, I don't know. He wants a old Mexican fight. I guess they're gonna call it like that. But here's the problem with what I have with this jump, the weight. So this isn't the old cruiserweight division, which was 190 pounds. This is 200. So it's a 15-pound move, right? Sorry, 25-pound move. This is almost this is similar to when Roy Jones moved up to the heavyweight division. When he fought John Ruiz, I think he weighed in at 205, but he was probably lighter than that. Remember, I think he had like a sweater on or a bunch of clothes and stuff like. So he probably maybe weighed in at 200 or 198 or something like that. Anyways, my point is this though: after Roy Jones fought John Ruiz, we all know he went back down to light heavyweight and looked like shit against Antonio Tarver, and then eventually got knocked out. So those 25 pounds of muscle that you put on yourself, and then you remove, I think they really fucking affect a boxer. So, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this jump to cruiserweight? Can it affect Benavidez?
Yeah, for sure.
It's 25 pounds, man.
It's definitely going to.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to affect him, and this is why I don't believe. Look, I'm a huge fan of Benavidez. I'm very high on him, but I don't believe him. I don't think he's going to come back down to light heavyweight because, like you just said, you mentioned the Roy Jones example. Once you put on muscle, taking that stuff off is not healthy. And Benavidez is not Roy Jones. He's not a pure athlete. So he also puts on quite a bit of fat. So if he's going to put on 25 pounds of blab and then lose it to come back down to light heavyweight, that's more reasonable. But muscle, and it's not a small jump. This is not from lightweight to light welterweight. This is pretty serious. So I don't think he's going to come back down. But again, the reason why he's moving up, I believe, is because nothing's happening at light heavyweight. And light heavyweight is super thin, which is why I really wanted to see him fight Beterbiev and Bivol. I think he beats Bivol, and I'm a huge fan of Bivol. But after Morel, I thought, well, Benavidez could be the guy to beat him. But I would almost prefer him to say, okay, I'm going to stay a cruiserweight. I'm going to fight Zerdo, get this cherry pick out of the way, and then I'll fight Opataya. Because then Opataya can say, okay, finally, I've got a chance for Undisputed. But the fact that he's saying, well, I'll move back down, when it just seems so unlikely, I just don't think it's going to happen.
All right.
Call it the Sugar Ray Leonard effect.
The Sugar Ray Leonard effect? What was that?
Well, yeah, because you just jump around and pick cheap belts here and there, and still, meanwhile, you're a welterweight, and you move up and you take a junior middleweight, and then you move back down, you fight back, you welterweight, and you jump around, you win a few belts. For me, what I always appreciate about boxers is the ones that stayed in their weight division, like Marvin Hagler. I rate him higher than Sugar Ray just simply because he stayed at his weight class, he fought everybody, all comers. No ducking. He didn't. Some guy maybe not had a name, but he was still rough and like a really tough challenge. And people overlook fighters like that, where this guy doesn't have a name, but meanwhile he can fight his ass off and he gives you a tough fight. So people overlook a lot of that kind of thing, right? And I think it's just like when people look at like the Canelo thing with Crawford, it's like I was saying earlier, it's not like he lost to a fighter like Drake Dazzy, like James Toney did, and losing to lesser fighters or stuff like that. That doesn't diminish anything when you lose to another pound for pound guy. Like, and why would, like, for anybody to take him even off the list is ludicrous, because I mean, even if he lost to the guy who at the time was ranked number 2 pound for pound, or 3 at worst, and you lose to a guy like that, then what? You get wiped. You don't even make it to the top 10. It's ridiculous. Stuff like this is what's annoying about boxing.
Yeah,
because everybody thinks like, I got to jump up and wait to be like. Do you consider? I'll ask everyone a question. Do you consider Marvin Hagler a pound for pound type fighter, even though he only stayed in one division? Same with Gennady Golovkin, who stayed in one division and just fought everybody. And it's not his fault he fought who he fought, and it's not his fault that he didn't have any big names to fight. But at the same time, he's fighting tough fighters.
But he's the king of the division. He not only became champion, he stayed champion. And a lot of people always say that, right? Like the most difficult part is not winning the championship, it's staying a champion. Yeah, go ahead, recognize.
Exactly. And having the discipline to stay in the same weight division. Because what happens is, when you think about it, the reason people move from division to division is because they're moving away from a fighter.
It could be that.
They don't want to. They know that guy is the next guy.
It can be a reason.
Not all. No, I agree. But I mean, when you wipe out a division,
hold on.
If you wipe out, if you wipe out a division and you want to go up in weight, that's the proper way to do it, right? Like so you already did everything that you had to do in your weight class. And you go up in weight.
Exactly.
That's the traditional.
And you're outgrowing weight, right? Maybe
how you do it. That's how you do it. But what you're seeing from,
I think if you legitimately,
Chester, let's all people. Yeah, you could go ahead. Recognize.
Yeah, gotcha. My bad.
What you're seeing a lot now is what Chester alluded to, was these guys will have a couple of fights at one weight class. And there'll be other big names that they haven't fought in that weight class, like a Bivol, Beterbiev, and then go up to another weight class to fight a champion there, and then say, "Well, I'm not going to fight the consensus number 1 guy. I'm going to fight the number 2 guy. Then I'm going to come back down. Like, what's the point of that? Outside of money,
well,
in terms of legacy,
it's
what like
yeah.
It's not legacy, though. It's belt chasing. It's cherry picking. He thinks he can. He thinks
it's not a legacy fight. It's a money fight.
It's what it is.
Well, no, it's not a legacy according to you, right?
Yeah.
According to you, it's not a legacy fight, but according to these people who make up these rankings, the pound for pound rankings, it probably is a legacy thing because they already have him number 8. So now imagine if he beats Zurdo Ramirez and wins a belt in a third division, in the cruiserweight division. I mean, they're gonna see that as a legacy achievement. It's weird, huh?
Why though? Cruiserweights is the head zone outside of Oppenheimer and Zurdo.
And I mean,
we saw man. We saw Pacquiao get praised and get criticism when he became an 8-time champion. Remember when he fought Margarito? You know, he deserves some of the praise and he deserved the criticism because it was a one-off. That's all it was.
Yeah,
and understandable for his case because he was real small against a guy like Margarito. It was a catchweight. Even though Margarito had been fighting at 147, so but still, it deserved the criticism. You know, like the
in reality, Bob Arum bottomed
the praise that he got was deserved, but the criticism too is like, well, you didn't fight the best guy did. The same thing applies to anybody else who does the same thing. In Benavidez' case, that seems like that's the attempt here. Zurdo has a belt, right, at cruiserweight, so he wants to become what, a three-time champion, fighting maybe the number 2 guy,
right,
instead of fighting the number 1 guy.
And it's so weird. You can't call this guy like heavyweight champion because, I mean, yeah, technically he is a title holder, but did he fight Bivol or Beterbiev? No. He's so weird, you know. You have these 2 guys.
He's kind of like Devin Haney, where he had the WBC lightweight paper champ or female champion or something.
Same shit. Go ahead, fight.
The thing about Benavidez is that he has tried to fight Bivol, and Bivol again, it's a combination of bad luck, but also weird circumstances since he beat
I don't buy that
Beterbiev, but. Well, he did try to do it. He did enforce it. I don't know.
That's what they say. Listen. He's always a victim. When somebody's always a victim, it's hard for me to believe everything they say.
I didn't say always. Well, I didn't say always. I just said he did enforce his mandatory.
I'm saying always, man. I mean, same shit with Canelo.
Well, I didn't.
Same shit with like why couldn't he do anything at super middleweight? Even though he was with the PBC, he couldn't get a Plant fight, he couldn't get a Charlo fight, he couldn't get shit. Everything that never goes his way. Then he moves up in weight, and again, nothing goes his way, right? Like nobody wants to fight him. He's so dangerous. Now he's moving on to cruiserweight to fight for a title. Like, I don't know. I just find it hard to believe. But go ahead.
Well, okay, he did try to enforce his mandatory against Bivol. It was Bivol who vacated, but yeah, is Benavidez picking the weaker champion at cruiserweight? Yes, but also on whoever brought up Ray Leonard fighting Aju Kalib, I always get that name wrong, at 154 and then coming back down to welterweight. That was a much smaller jump than it is from light heavyweight to cruiserweight, which is, again, why I don't believe Benavidez. I don't think he's coming back down. If he goes after, the thing is, if he stays at cruiserweight, he's going to have to fight Opetaya, or the criticism will just be way too much and his reputation will be destroyed forever. So he'll either have to do it willingly or he'll be forced into it. And if he's going to come back down to like, say again.
Well, I said 100. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, but also whoever brought up the Marvin Hagler example, I remember when Paulie was asked about Lomachenko when he was in his prime, but he wasn't a superstar. Radio Raheem said, don't you have to climb more weight classes? And Paulie said, people need to stop with this shit. There's nothing wrong with being Marvin Hagler, staying in one division. So, yeah, ideally it would be great if we saw that and we didn't see this weight jumping to get an easy title shot. I mean, I wish there was a rule that said you can't get an immediate title shot in another division, because that would mean fighters would have to stay in a lighter division, but in the division they're champion. But we know that's not going to happen. But yeah, Marvin Hagler is the golden standard for champions.
All right.
I don't know, wherever this zero thing came in, kind of ruined boxing, in my view. Everybody chasing this zero, and they just cherry picked their way through a career. It just seems You know,
Mayweather.
the old days, you didn't even get a chance to fight for a world championship until you probably had a loss or two on your record and fought some top contenders, and everybody had to fight everybody. But nowadays, you get to pick and choose because there's so many weight sanctioning bodies and all this and that. Everybody's a contender nowadays. You could have 500 fighters, and then top 30 will be on WBC, and then you have, and they're all like, you look at the ratings and you go, who the fuck are these people?
I mean,
it was Mayweather who made a big deal about the undefeated record. Because he was the face of boxing and the biggest money man in boxing, he was able to get so many people to believe that if you do have a loss, then that changes everything. Unless you're fighting Mayweather and you have a loss, in which case it doesn't matter. But yeah, the O didn't become such a big deal until Mayweather made it a big deal. And because he's the biggest money man in
that O, because of the time where he came from. You know, he came from an era where there was fighters like De La Hoya, Trinidad, Roy Jones. These were guys who were a lot more exciting than he was. There was Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson was still out, and these were the bigger draws than he was. So he sold that zero because that's what he had to compare to when it came to these guys, because these guys were a lot more exciting fighters. They were knockout artists in their own divisions, right? And so he wasn't that guy. He was a very good fighter, and compared to today's quality, I would say I would put him above most of these guys that they're promoting. I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather, but when you compare him to his peers, he was not at their level. That's not to say that he wasn't good. He was very good. He just didn't have the explosiveness that they had. So that's why he sold that zero.
Let's be real. Look
So
at the
these
fighters
guys
he never fought, though.
These guys
In all the weight divisions.
No, I'm not here to dispute who he didn't fight. I'm telling you what the thinking was, why he was selling the zero. At the time, he was selling the zero because that's what he had to compare to in terms of a popularity, right? De La Hoya, Trinidad, Roy Jones, these were dudes who would knock you out. They were exciting fighters. You know, they're going there and beat the shit out of a guy. And they made for more exciting fights. So their quality in the ring sold itself. And
why do all of those fighters have losses? Because they're willing to take challenges and fights that weren't I've got 80-20 advantage, and I got the ref in my pocket, I got the commission in my pocket, I fight out of my home building, and I'm the money man in Vegas, and I'm going to get to walk every time.
You got to understand that these guys, because of what they do in the ring, a loss is not going to affect them that much. Yeah, I mean, in terms of like, were they when De La Hoya started losing, was he making the same type of money?
That was my point. My point was that look at Arturo Gatti. Arturo Gatti lost a lot of fights. De La Hoya started losing fights.
When De La Hoya started losing fights in his later part of his career, was he losing? Was he making more money than he was when he was undefeated? The answer is yes. He was actually making more money, and in these fights that he lost. The reason why he was making more money because he became a legend. He became a legend for
not
what
only
he
that.
did in the
Recognized, that's true. He became a name. He was a name at that point, and he was taking on interesting fights though. Even though he took on
he
Hopkins.
Didn't have to fight Pacquiao.
He didn't have to fight Hopkins.
One too.
That was he looks way smaller. He lost. He should have lost to Felix Stern, right? But my point is though, like people they were still interested in De La Hoya because he was taking on, on tough opponents. Even the Mayorga fight, like okay, Mayorga, we know he's limited. We knew he was limited, but this guy, we knew he was crazy. He had punching power. So you never knew, right? So and he took on a guy like that. He could have taken on a guy that eventually he took on Steve Forbes. I think that was his name. Well, he was like a former junior lightweight champion. Yeah, that was a bad fight.
Yeah,
see the difference. But for the most part, he was taking on tough opponents, exciting opponents. Mosley, rematch, Vargas. So that helped. He had the name, but he had like the proper trajectory.
What these Devin Haney's and Shakur Stevenson
Norman
and Tank
Jr.
Davis.
and
What they're doing,
come on, man.
Look at what Devin Haney. Look at what he had to do to get his zero back. Basically, he had to disgrace himself. Why was that zero so important? Because what does Devin Haney have to sell outside of that?
Is he zero so important because
wait, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Is he an entertaining fighter when is he must watch TV? The answer is no.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not must watch TV.
That's a big problem. So you gotta compensate. You try to compensate somehow, like you said. You compensate for your lack of entertainment inside the ring, right? So how can you do that? Oh, with the O. Because Mayweather did it, so Haney's like, I'm gonna do the same thing. I know I'm not exciting. I know I'm boring. I like to clinch.
But now his career has an asterisk.
What's that?
I said now his career has an asterisk, though, because I was going to say when it says the Garcia fight will have a little asterisk there saying.
I agree.
I know.
I'm just saying that his train of thought is that as long as I have that zero.
We all know he got his ass whooped, right?
We know that, yeah.
We all know he got his ass whooped. He shit himself, right? But so, I mean, like, come on.
But Haney believes that if he keeps that zero, he has some leverage in negotiations, in everything, and he can become a star. But I think he's wrong. I think we all agree that he's completely wrong. And especially since, like you said, Chester, the guy got embarrassed by Ryan Garcia.
Totally.
So it's going to be very difficult for him to make a career out of this. He needs to rematch Ryan Garcia, first of all. He needs to beat Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
And then go from there. But he can't. I mean, nobody cares if he fights this other, the IBF welterweight champion from the UK. I forgot his name, Crooker.
Oh yeah, Sam Crocker or whatever.
Crocker, yeah, he probably wants to that fight because he's gonna unify two belts.
If he thinks it's a cherry,
it's not gonna help his career.
Might not be a cherry.
Might not be. Who knows?
It might not end up being a cherry.
Maybe not. But no, that's the plan. Like,
you know what? It's like I bet you Barry McGuigan thought Stevie Cruz was a cherry, right?
Which fight was that?
Barry McGuigan. When he lost to Stevie Cruz, no one knew who Stevie Cruz was.
Oh, you're talking about like
he comes out of nowhere.
You were talking right now. Yeah. You never know. That's it. You never know. But that's the plan for David.
The theater of the unexpected, right?
Exactly. And speaking of that, Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson are going at it on Twitter, and Shakur Stevenson in the last few hours has tweeted like at least three tweets regarding Ryan Garcia, saying like, I'm gonna whip your ass.
If Rolly Romero can box Garcia, what do you think Shakur is gonna do? Come on. Like all you Shakur haters, too bad. It's the way it is. He's boring, but he's a winner.
Yeah, we have the tweets over here. Shakur Stevenson says 144, Ryan, let's do it. So he wants a catch weight at 144. I'll be at your fight now. Vada will be involved, so don't run from that. So he's making fun of Ryan Garcia, claiming that.
Of course, these steroid users like Shakur, they hide behind weight clauses and weaponized drug testing. That's what they do. That's who they are. Anything to preserve the zero. This is why he wants to fight Conor Benn, a known steroid user, because he knows he won't be able to get away with that with him. He'll be able to use, but not Conor. Well, Conor Benn won't be able to use the way he wants, right?
Man, Conor Benn's ferocious.
And so you're not going to get the best Conor Benn, right? Now, I want to see Shakur Stevenson, regardless of what you guys say, at his very best, which he is. He's a snack fighter. I want to see him fight whatever you think Ryan Garcia is in the Devin Haney fight. I want to see him beat that guy. Okay, that guy. I'll give him, and even that guy wasn't at his best. In my opinion, Ryan Garcia looked very sluggish in that fight. Outside of the knockdowns, he really didn't do much, you know what I'm saying, in that fight against Devin Haney. But I would respect him if he fought that guy. What he's telling you is, I want to fight the Ryan Garcia that was closer to Tank. I don't want to fight him where he's a threat. And you may not like it. You might say, "Oh, but isn't that technically cheating?" The dude worked because the dude's on Snack, bro. A known TV
well, he's gone
pusher, the one that started. Yeah, but still,
I get what you're saying. Well, listen, this is all speculation, of course, all speculation. But valid speculation. I mean, listen.
My point is that you're gonna get Shakur Stevenson closer to his best, and what he's telling you is he doesn't want to fight guys that are going to be closer to their best.
Well, what about the 144? Is that do you?
Well, that's another one. That's another.
Well, I mean, Shakur's moving up. He started at featherweight, I believe, right? Yes, featherweight.
Shakur's a huge 140 pounder.
I agree.
Shakur is just as big.
Shakur's huge, man.
I agree.
You do 140.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. Devil's advocate. Go ahead, recognize.
Shakur is a welterweight.
For sure.
What he's trying to do is compromise fighters that could hit you, that they have the dog to beat you. I'm not saying, look, Shakur can outbox these dudes, the Conor Benns, the Ryan Garcias, definitely outbox them, but these guys also have the ability to hurt him, and that's what he's trying to limit. He's trying to limit that. So that, to me, and I've seen this playbook already. I've seen this playbook too many times to not recognize it. As soon as, I hear, hey, fight me at this way. Hey, Conor Benn, give me the same rehydration clause you put on the guy that he just beat.
Eubank Jr.
Eubank, yeah, there you go. So, and somebody will say, well, he did that to Eubank. Yeah, that's not the point. The point is, he's trying to do the thing. What he's trying to do is limit his opponent's ability to be at their best. That's what he's doing. You can't do that.
So you think 144 is gonna put Ryan in a disadvantage?
Well, look, Ryan should be disciplined enough where that shouldn't be the issue. But I understand Shakur's thinking. Shakur is like, look, this dude is not disciplined enough. He's big. If I can cut him down in weight. Now, if he finds out that Ryan Garcia is like taking boxing serious and 144 is not a problem anymore, he might change his
rehydration.
Yeah, he might be
on top of that, a rehydration on top of that, like 144 plus rehydration.
Right, 144 plus a rehydration. Yeah.
It's interesting. He's saying 144. I guess he's expecting Ryan to beat Barrios, so then Ryan becomes a champion, the WBC welterweight champion. So then at 144, that means Shakur's fighting for a belt.
Not happening. Not happening.
Not happening. What do you mean not happening?
Barrios is going to stop him.
Barrios is going to stop him. Then okay.
I'm done right now.
I don't trust Ryan Garcia. Like, I don't trust him. Right?
You can't trust Ryan.
Yeah, I don't trust Ryan.
Rolling Romero, for fuck's sakes.
He lost to Rolly.
I mean, he's training with his dad now. That's how serious he's taking it.
Oh,
that's how serious he's taking it.
Oh,
I mean, you would see if he was like buckling down, taking tune-up fights with a serious trainer and building up like some more fundamentals. That's not Ryan, man. He's still in his living room making videos.
That and playing poker.
I've seen that, yeah. So you guys don't think okay, so what would you say? Would you guys say this is a 50-50 fight then, or no? Not even close.
I edge Ryan because Ryan's gonna win because think about how much money Ryan and Haney the rematch is gonna make. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, but you could have said that about Rolly. You could have said that about the Rolly Romero fight, right?
Yeah,
but I mean, because there's that grudge match. There's that you cheated. It's gonna be like they're gonna try to spin it like the way the Cotto Margarito thing.
When Ryan was fighting Rolly Romero, they were already promoting the Haney rematch. So and what happened? I mean, they couldn't even rob Rolly because the fight was so one-sided, right? So could we have another scenario where Ryan Garcia is so completely is dominated that there's no way that he can win the fight even by robbery?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going for Barrios because I know the kid. He's a good guy, and I mean, I'll admit, man, he's not an A-level fighter. He's been at the right place at the right time. ever for his whole career, man. He's probably one of the best careers for a guy as limited as he is. But I want to get rid of Ryan, man, because he's like a tease. He's like that hot girl that teases us, like, oh, she's gonna come through this time, and she doesn't come through. You know what I mean? Like because he can sell. He's marketable. He can make fights, and he is exciting when he's on his game. But he's too hot and cold. He's just like Tio. So I want these guys to just kind of fizzle out, and we need some serious boxers because, I mean, even Shakur, man, BDA just had a really good show with Ringside Reporter, and that's one thing they pointed out was like Shakur, the Mayweather era did so much damage to boxing. Like, do you really think we can afford a poor man's version of Mayweather and Shakur again in boxing?
Or Haney?
Like,
we're talking about that. Yeah, Haney. No, imagine he's
because Shakur doesn't have the personality. Shakur was never a monster the way Floyd was, and Floyd had like when HBO was a monster. You know what I mean? And that was the focal point of boxing. It was easy for casuals to find out where to watch boxing. And he had Oscar. He had real bona fide stars around him. Everybody says, "Oh, well, Shakur has Ryan. He has Devin." I'm like, these guys don't even compare to Tito, Oscar, Cotto, Gotti, who Mayweather fought.
Pacquiao, always in the conversation. Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
Pacquiao. Pacquiao was the ultimate. Like, there is no Pacquiao.
When Floyd was coming up and was trying to find his gimmick, which was undefeated, right? Floyd was still had to put on a performance that was at least worth talking about. Now, when you compared it to the Oscar De La Hoyas, the Felix Trinidad, the Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, it failed in comparison to those guys. But those guys were knockout artists in their own rights, in their weight classes. So,
but kind of still was Pretty Boy Floyd, though.
You're not letting me finish my point.
The first part of his career.
Yeah, you gotta let me finish my point. I said it failed in comparison to those guys, right? Meaning the De La Hoyas, the Trinidad, the Roy Jones. Now, if you took Floyd Mayweather and you took him in this era, right? You took a fighter like that with the same results coming up, he would stand above these dudes, and you could understand the hype of him being undefeated, because Shakur's Southpaw said it. Shakur wasn't a monster like young Floyd. He wasn't. Floyd went for the knockout. You could see him putting punches together to try to stop his opponent, right? And it had something to do with, like, the same tactics of Shakur, trying to outbox you, trying to, not get hit. But there was definitely way more dog in him to score a knockout. Why? Because his peers were fucking monsters. So he had to offer a little bit of the same thing.
Right.
But his gimmick was, the way I'm going to make up for the lack of power that I have in comparison to the De La Hoyas, Trinidad, Roy Jones of the world, is I'm going to sell my undefeated record. That's what I'm gonna.
The aura of invincibility, right? Can anybody beat this guy? Can I watch? Stay tuned.
These guys don't understand that. These guys, Mucho, they don't understand that. Shakur is a boring undefeated fighter. He's a boring undefeated fighter. Devin,
he threw 300 punches. He threw 300 punches that last fight. That's horrible.
Devin Haney is
super
barely
lightweight, man.
Look at Devin Haney. He's barely an undefeated fighter. Boring at that. Now, if he was knocking dudes out and beating the shit out of them and just like unbelievable boxing skills at display, everybody would be like, I don't give a fuck he lost to Ryan Garcia. I want to see that motherfucker fight again. I want to see him fight again.
Recognize, stop complaining.
It's not going to happen.
Recognize in the chat, Legal Tender says, you guys sound like a bunch of old farts screaming, get off my lawn. Recognize, are you stuck in the past, romanticism in the past?
Yes. I'm the old man.
Yes. You know what? I am stuck in the past, because boxing is very simple. I don't think boxing is that hard to explain. If you want to garner more attention, the more explosive you are, the better you are. You have room to lose a fight here and there, as long as you keep challenging yourself. Bro, Manny Pacquiao is considered one of the greatest fighters ever. He has like 8 losses in his career. Okay, he was losing fights. in his
That's
prime.
what happens when you fight everybody and you
Yeah,
challenge
and he's been
yourself.
he was knocked Spark out 2-3 times.
Yeah.
Think about
right.
think about how healthier boxing was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. UFC was a baby. Like it was still barely still getting formed. HBO was the pinnacle, and there was no confusion with the Zone, all these networks, and the Al Heyman effect. It was just HBO. That was it. You know what I mean? So boxing. So yeah, it's like music, man. When I hear younger people say, "Ah, man, you're just old, man. You don't. That's why you don't like the music today." I'm like, bro, I'm glad I'm old. I'm glad I grew up on Tupac and Biggie when I was in high school. I'm glad I had like Wu-Tang and Cypress Hill. I grew, and when I started watching boxing and it was at its best, we had Tito Trinidad versus Oscar De La Hoya at 26 years old, both undefeated, both with promoters that hated each other's guts, and they still made the fight. We had Gotti, Ward, trilogy. We had Barrera Morales trilogy. There wasn't this waiting, catch weights, that's stall. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. And Canelo's the last HBO era star, the one that's cut from that cloth. And you're gonna see, man, he's the only star we have, and he's on his way out. Like none of these guys move the needle. As much as they try to say Tank was a star, his little 200,000 pay-per-views, they try to sell that as a success. I'm like, bro, like that's crazy.
I just want to say,
yeah, but look at those criminal promoter and manager contracts from back in that time, bro.
Bro,
that's the one you gotta make sense of.
Who cares? What do you care? We got the fights. Who cares what the contracts were? We got the best fights.
Do you think they're gonna want to go back to that financial model, man? Like,
dude, we have prime versus prime fighters. And
that TKO bill will bring it back in time. That's for damn sure.
But the thing is, Don King was a brutal guy. He was a mean dude. He fucked fighters. But guess what? We got the fights. What do you want? Do you want fighters to get overpaid when the boxing sucks the way it does now, or do you want fighters to get kind of fucked every now and then, and we get the best fights? Pick your poison.
Nah, I'd rather them get the money.
Well,
that's what's happening today.
You have no product to watch. Okay, but no product to watch.
I just wanted. What do I care about a fighter? What do I care about a fighter getting paid if he's not there to entertain to his full capability? Right. Because look, the core is talented enough where he can put his skill set to the test. He can stand. He has shown that with his reflexes, he can stand in the middle of the pocket, slip some punches, be in position to land combinations, give his best performance, and chooses not to do that. Okay, a lot of times chooses not to do that just to get the win. He rather the bare minimum, which is outboxing your opponent. That is the bare minimum. Okay, and I'll make it real simple. Would you rather hit let's say we were talking about baseball. Would you rather hit a home run with the bases loaded or a single with the bases loaded? Which one would you rather? You rather the home run because that's 4 runs.
No, I'd rather hit a
right there.
Well, I mean, but if you want to win, no, you're right.
But what I'm saying,
you're talking about the exciting, Because I'm really fucking confused. Yeah.
Can I just own the old man thing?
Real quick. If you can slow,
because I am an old man,
slow the sport down. If you can slow the sport down to your liking, meaning that means you're at your best. You would prefer a home run.
Yeah, of course.
You would prefer a touchdown. Okay. You prefer a 3-pointer over a 2-pointer. Okay. My point is that boxing is the same. We complicate things. We lie for fighters. Nah, he could have knocked him out, but he chose to outbox him. Really? Really?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a good point. Yeah. I mean, they would rather knock. I mean, I'm pretty.
You go for points, and there are times when you go for the knockout.
Okay, so there's times you go for.
Well, and it's like when they said, "Oh, Canelo liked Munguia, that's why he didn't knock him out." No, he couldn't knock him out. He was shot.
He tried.
I like how
guys like Sven Otka who had devastating power, but only had 6 knockouts in his whole entire career.
I mean,
I like how people complicate things, right? Like, look, we all know. We all know that a professional is not going to allow you to get the best. Hold on. And another professional that you're competing with, we know that more than likely they're not going to allow you to fucking, get the best out of them to a point where, you're embarrassing them. We all know that. But What separates great fighters is their ability, their will to say, I'm going to do that to you. Okay, I'm going to make that happen. It doesn't always work out. But you can see the effort is there.
Right.
Okay, Manny Pacquiao tried to knock out everybody he fought. He couldn't, and he adjusted. He said, okay, I can't knock this. It's not working right now, so I have to outbox this dude. I have to outbox him, and if the knockout comes, it comes. But you can see that the effort is there. Where do you see that in the Shakur Stevensons of the world? The Devin Haney's. You don't see them. You don't see them doing that, right? They don't do that. They take the bare minimum. Devin Haney could have probably done more damage to Brian Norman than he did.
Well, yeah, he hurt him because he hurt him. It's not like he couldn't hurt him. I mean, before that, he could hurt him. So you don't come to me with that bullshit. Well, he's moving up. He's fighting a bigger guy. I mean, he was a bigger guy.
Yeah, he could have got a referee stoppage. He probably wouldn't have got a knockout.
No, but stoppage.
He could have got a stoppage.
Good enough.
If he just battered him a little bit more each round, and then just put some more on it. You know what I mean? But these guys, like, that's why I don't like fighters getting overpaid, because they know the money's in the bank. And I hate hearing, like, whoever said that, oh, well, fighters back then, they were getting screwed with messed up contracts. That's not true. Do you know how much Trinidad was getting paid? Do you know how much De La Hoya was getting paid? Do you know how much was getting paid? They blew their money. If they blew their money, that's on them. Tito got a lot of money. And you know what I mean? But that's the thing. And we only got pay-per-views when it was a pay-per-view fight. But now we get pay-per-views every time. You know why? Because we want to overpay fighters. And what they're paying fighters is not going to bring back what they need to collect and actually make a profit. So they put it on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and
but do you think TKO passing the TKO bill make everything okay?
Why do we care how much they get paid when even the one who gets paid the most of all time, Floyd, he's still a broke ass at the end of the day, still trying to sue his fucking former employers to get some money. Why these fools are just gonna blow it anyways? They're dumbasses.
Yeah, why do I care personally?
Let Don King get his money, bro. Let Don King get his money. Let De La Hoya get his bread.
All the fighters, the majority of the fighters that made a lot of money back in the days or to present time, you could see that they're not living. They didn't do well with their money. Okay, they didn't keep most of that money. First of all, what do I care? I'm not getting any of that. And they've been keeping most of that. They're not even keeping most of that.
Mike Tyson was tap dancing all over Canada and the United States for like 3 years trying to get some money. You remember that shit?
Yeah, he was doing a tour or something.
Yeah, he was doing his little tour, like telling everybody his most embarrassing secrets and shit.
Yeah, like a humiliation tour.
I mean, that's sad, but
hey, guys.
Okay, but somebody's gonna say it doesn't matter how they spend their money. Some people are gonna say the fact is they are the ones stepping into the ring. They are the ones putting their life in danger, and they should be compensated appropriately, right?
Well, look, nobody would argue that. What I'm saying is, you put on the performance you feel like you want to put on, and the fan reaction is going to be what it is. The chips fall where they may. That's up to you. Everybody knows this shit. Like, yo, you go out there, and, you're trying to pick up a chick. You put on the performance you put on. You win or lose. Okay,
right.
That's you understand. You understand. You don't need nobody to be like, oh, but understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, you might in your mind you be like, fuck that bitch. She's a lesbian anyway. Who cares, right? But in your mind, you're like, look, I put my best foot forward, and it didn't work.
Yeah,
you did your best, but it wasn't good enough.
I choked a little bit. And
let's get back somebody else at hand so the people in the chat don't hate us.
They already hate us.
My point is that you guys want people to make excuses for them. Oh, Shakur didn't knock out Teofimo because he didn't want to. He wanted to just outbox. Oh, really?
No, who said that?
Bro.
No, but if
I don't think Shakur could knock out a freaking air balloon, bro. That's what I think.
Well, then he's not that great of a fighter. He can't hurt his opponents. He's not that great of a fighter.
Do you guys think Shakur would rather knock out his opponents or just outbox them? If he had the choice,
he would rather knock.
The way he fights.
If you could give Shakur one
first,
like Chinese water torture.
If you could give Shakur one wish, right? And I said, Shakur,
power.
become the fighter that you want to become, I guarantee you it would be that he can block every punches in the pocket while delivering maximum damage off of counters. He can slip the punches in the pocket, block them, and deliver the most powerful blows he can land. I guarantee you that's what he would tell you. He cannot do it. I think he limits himself a lot of times. It's confidence, right? You say, "No, look, I don't think I could." I tried. Hold on, I tried that. I've tried that, and I've gotten hit, and I don't like the way I reacted. Is that fair?
Is that fair? When I think of Shakur Stevenson, guys, when I think of Shakur Stevenson, I think of somebody who kind of has that same issue that Joe Calzaghe had a little bit with the brittle metacarpals and stuff. And the same thing Floyd had too. So, yeah, that shit happens, man.
On people. Calzaghe will beat you up.
I know that. But Shakur, man, he doesn't really throw hands like that. Bro.
Yeah,
like
and
the way
Floyd, like I don't like Floyd, but Floyd when he got hurt, after he got hurt from Mosley, he quit the shoulder roll. He put the high guard up and he walked him down and was landing hard shots, snapping his head back, pushing him back. He did the same thing with Miguel Cotto. He put his gloves up and he started walking him down and becoming just more offensive. Like Shakur doesn't do that. He'll never do that. And that's why I wish Loma would have never fought out.
Some people are just back foot fighters, bro. You got to get used to it, bro.
Loma showed that
what if they're back foot fighters that can knock you
out? One at a time. Southpaw finish and then.
No, but think about it. If Loma stayed at his weight class, he did both. He showed that you can be technically superior, slick, not get hit, but you can still put a beating on somebody. But he went out. But that's what Loma was. But he kept going up weight class he didn't belong in. But had he stayed at featherweight, he would have been that guy. Like Loma showed us.
He was that guy anyways.
All right, guys. All right. Should we continue with this topic or should we get to Xander Zayas, and
Can I make a Lomachenko point though that everybody overlooks?
All right, go ahead.
Is that a guy started out fighting top level contenders and champion in his first couple fights, and then throughout his career he was knocking out. It's the same as knocking out tomato cans on your way up to a world title, and you're 16-0 with 14 knockouts, but who'd you really knock out? Lomachenko was putting guys out, making them quit all the way through the ranks, but yet people downplay his power and say something like a Teofimo Lopez, who had very limited power, in my opinion, only at lightweight, and when you think about it, he didn't really beat anyone of note other than Richard Comey. All his knockouts were against guys that had no chance to begin with, and you rank him as a puncher, but then you don't rank Lomachenko as a puncher when he's knocking out guys that are world level. What about the
Axeman? He made the Axeman.
Well, he made them quit. He was making them a lot of times. He made them quit. But he would drop them too. So yeah, there was power, obviously. Yeah, maybe not.
But he had some mustard on his shot that made people go, "Fuck! I can't keep taking this all night."
Yeah. Until Teofimo Lopez, he got stuck with that. Yeah. All right. Because we're gonna get into, if you continue talking about this, we're gonna get into something else. But great points. I just want to talk about the Xander Zayas and Bill Haney started going at it. I don't know if you guys saw this.
No. What happened there?
He's another low-hanging fruit, man. He's like the Barrios of 154.
But why? Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Now, why is Devin Haney going after a 154 pounder? Is he already?
I can tell you
planning
why.
on moving up?
Easy work.
He's going to escape.
Let me go real quick.
Yeah.
Devin Haney's team is very smart. That's one thing you got to give them. They're very smart. They see some holes in what's his name, Xander.
Yeah.
They're very particular and meticulous with the way they pick fighters. Regis Prograis was a world champion, but very limited, no amateur background.
He was
not very
Norman.
Yeah, slow feet. Brian Norman, bro, let's be real. Brian Norman really ain't beat nobody, bro. Like, okay, you say he's Santillan, but okay. He knocked out some Japanese motherfucker.
Yeah, we know. He wasn't. Yeah.
The only reason that fight was big is because people thought Devin Haney was finished. Some people.
Right. That's true. That's true.
So,
I think
yeah,
I think people said that.
he ain't never beat nobody, bro. He's a very limited fighter too. So and you notice that Keyshawn and Shakur might move up to 47 soon. All of a sudden, he wants to move up to 54 and fight Xander. He's gonna be fighting Virgil.
Running away?
Xander.
He's
Just
not
think
gonna
about
be
it.
fighting Virgil at 54.
I noticed.
If he beats Xander at 154, he gets another title in another weight division. And Xander doesn't have power. Xander's good at everything, but he's not great at anything. He's a ham and egger, right? So it's crazy that he has 2 belts and Jerron and Ortiz don't have any. That's kind of goofy how that works.
Oh, you guys, hold on, one at a time. Guys, hold on. Everybody's talking at the same time. And just before, I think recognize. Are you saying something? Because your mic is on and off. I don't know if you're. I was
Sorry,
gonna.
man. I think yeah. No, I was gonna say that.
Hold on. Go ahead, Rick.
Here we go for another 5 minutes.
I agree with Dirk. Something that what he said. I think I said this about a week ago. We were talking. It's not a coincidence that this is my personal opinion that as their careers go further on, Shakur and Devin Haney, and eventually they're going to be asked to fight each other, right? Now, I always view Keyshawn as, Dirk might not like this. I always view Keyshawn as Shakur's bodyguard. He's calling out Devin Haney. Now, Devin Haney, he is that. He knows what's going on, and now he's talking about, let me call out Xander Zayas, the weakest link at 154. Now, to Xander Zayas' point, and Devin Haney, I would take Xander Zayas right now to beat Devin Haney, and it's not a crazy statement.
Puerto Rican bias.
Hold on. Let me tell you why. No. Let me tell you. First of all, I'm not high on Xander Zayas. I'm not. I think he's the weakest link at 154. The reason why I would take him is because Devin Haney doesn't offer anything for him to offset his boxing ability. He can outbox a guy like that. It'll be a tough fight, but he'll probably outbox him because it's not like Devin Haney has a neutralizer when it comes to power. So he can not. That's not to say that Devin Haney can't beat him, but you can see what he's doing. He'd rather lose to a guy he's much smaller than a guy who's actually his size and Keyshawn Davis, because Keyshawn Davis is not at status level like a Shakur. Devin Haney much rather fight Shakur, win or lose, because status-wise, the way they're promoting them, they're number 1, number 2. Take your pick, right? Whoever you want to put in there. Okay, a guy like Keyshawn Davis is not there yet. He's not, and the media is not promoting him the way they're promoting Shakur and Devin Haney. So, Keyshawn Davis is very dangerous to a Devin Haney. Not to say that Devin Haney can't beat him. He could. I could see a scenario where he could outbox him and beat him and take advantage of his inexperience, but it's still a dangerous fight. So that's why I think he's doing okay, you calling me out? I want to fight Shakur. I'd much rather fight Shakur. I'm going to take a little step in their direction. I'm going to start calling out a guy above my weight class.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think most of us agree on that. And by the way, speaking about Zayas, who Dirk said, this guy's already a unified champion. Meanwhile, Ortiz and Boots don't even have a belt. Well, guess what? Apparently, Zayas is targeting Josh Kelly, who just won the IBF belt by defeating Mutar Saliev. So if he beats Josh Taylor, then Zayas has 3 belts. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That's good.
But that's how Devin. No, go for it.
Yeah,
that's good. Let one person get all the belts so we can get undisputed. Doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah, that's what Devin keeps lucking out, because he got a shot at undisputed versus the worst undisputed champ we ever saw in Cambosis, and that's thanks to Tio being Tio and fucking it up. You know what I mean? Like, he got that's the weakest run to undisputed I've ever seen in my life in history of boxing.
I'm telling you, Devin Haney, his team has done a great job of matchmaking.
Oh yeah, they're smart. I'm not gonna take that away.
That's why Top Rank has the best matchmaking in the business. Not because they you can cherry pick, but because they put you in there with different type of style. They did it with Crawford. They did it with Shakur. They're doing it with Keyshawn. If you notice, if you watch Dan's career, never been there with a real pressure fighter. Name one. Can't. JoJo Diaz is not pressure. The closest thing is probably Lomachenko. And he's not like he's an undersized 35.
I'm gonna play a little.
Yeah, go for it.
Should I? I'm gonna play a little bit of this interview. It's in Spanish. I'm gonna pause it and translate. If you speak Spanish, you'll understand. It's Zayas in some Puerto Rican show, right? So here we go. Oh wait, can you guys hear it? For those of you who...
Y pues después obviamente tenía que salir y decir algo para no hacer lucir al papá como un ridículo. Y decir, Sander Saya tiene 2 títulos. Tú sabes que tengo 2 títulos. Tú sabes que me los gané.
Wait, hold on.
Porque también puso, Sander Saya tiene 2 títulos. Tú sabes.
I can't understand Puerto Rican Spanish. No, I'm joking. They're talking about...
Yo, they're so, man, Puerto Rican Spanish is so fucking country, bro. That country-ass accent, I can't even understand it nowadays.
He's talking about Devin Haney's father and how he's pretending as he's not to know who Zayas is.
Yeah, but they need to stop being such country-ass hillbillies, bro. They got to step up their Spanish game, bro.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
But I remember, there's something he says that is interesting. So that's why I want to replay this part.
Es obvio.
Wait.
So es gracioso realmente porque Devin Haney no lo conozco, nunca.
He says it's funny they're talking about me because I've never talked to Devin Haney.
Nunca he compartido con él tampoco. No sé cómo es su personalidad, pero por
I don't know his I don't know his personality.
lo que demuestra es un payaso, un llorón.
What he demonstrates though, what he shows is that he's a clown and a crybaby. So this is how they're seeing this guy. Like they see, though they know what's happening, right? Like that's, and you know, Zayas probably knows why they're targeting him as well. He's not gonna say it, but he knows they see him as a weakest link.
People don't realize how disrespectful that shit sounds in Spanish. What he just called,
Yeah,
it's like if I could translate it in English, it's like a country ass nigga coming up to you and saying, "Yo, you're a fucking clown, nigga. Get the fuck out of my face." Like that's basically what he's calling Devin Haney.
Oh, and I think in the last he mentions a court case. Wait.
No le gusta perder, le dieron en la cara los otros días y pues por poco llora, demandó y todo.
Wow. He doesn't like to lose, and he sends he takes a guy to court like a crybaby. Like they're just making fun of him.
He's calling him basically a snitch. He's like he's a snitch. Like he's basically a snitch.
So
fuck
this
that.
is
Like
how
fuck
they
him.
see him. This is the thing though, the backlash that Haney's getting from that court case. So taking Ryan to court is
So
that
Devin
now,
Haney will always have that cloud on him,
Right.
unless he best case scenario.
he beats
Ryan Garcia beats Barrios, and he gets in there and he embarrasses, or he gets his payback. Basically, he just clearly beat Ryan Garcia. Like there's no doubt he beat him. You know, if he could do that, then he could erase that. You know, people will still bring it up, but he could be like, "Hey, listen, man, I fought Ryan Garcia in a rematch, and see what I did to him."
it's the only way. It's the only way. Yeah, there's no. He can't get out.
The way Devin Haney acts makes me believe that he really did have a loss taken off his record in Mexico early in his career. Because that's just how he moves. That's how he moves. And not only that, like he gets a gift decision versus Loma that everybody knows he fucking lost. Like he's got all these people behind him that are like really like pulling strings. I don't know what it is about this kid.
And Southpaw, that's why. And I don't respect him for this. That's why Shakur Stevenson doesn't want to fight him. Shakur's not afraid of him. Shakur's not afraid of him. Shakur just sees a scenario where the fight's close. This guy's hugging me, wrapping his arm around me, and they give him the victory over Shakur.
I'll be real with you.
In the chat, King KO says, didn't know Xander could talk trash. I mean, he basically said it with a smile. That was pretty funny.
He's not very good at it.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to talk trash because he's got that Puerto Rican base behind him. Like, so that's where he's valuable, where he's going to sell the fight because he's Puerto Rican. So I think it's hard for Devin to go after him because he's the weakest champion in that division. The way Barrios is the weakest champion in the welterweight. Well, not the other guy is, but he's got the fan base. They're like he's getting a lot of love from Puerto Rico. So he's like, man, let's strike the iron when it's hot.
That's why that's why he's purposely speaking in that slang that Puerto Ricans. He's not trying to appeal to. Remember, he's doing the interview in Spanish.
He's trying to appeal to the masses.
He's trying to appeal to the island, right? So they're like, "Oh, look at this kid who lives in Florida. He has our slang down."
It's true.
He has our slang down to a T. You know,
oh, it's like
Puerto Ricans. Yeah, Puerto Ricans speak. They're country boys. They have that country slang. They're not city boys.
Right, recognize. That reminds me of Hillary Clinton during that campaign, the 2016 campaign. She goes to the South and she's like, "Y'all going?" She's talking like that. Like she's not even from fake ass accent. Y'all gonna vote for me? You know?
Puerto Ricans are Southerners. Their native, their street tongue is very Southern, right? And that's what he's doing. He's speaking there. He's trying to appeal to them.
Yeah. Now that fight, it's an interesting fight, right? I mean, it's how much of a danger is Devin Haney to Xander Zayas? Say what you want about Zayas, you know, he's limited, his power, he doesn't have that much power, but neither does Devin Haney, right? And moving on,
well, he's bigger.
It's a winnable
he's
fight.
A bigger man.
It's a name.
He's a bigger man. He could keep Devin Haney on the outside. Devin Haney doesn't have wicked offset power that can neutralize a guy like Zayas' movement. Can he outbox Zayas? I could see a scenario where that happens, yeah, too. But that's a fight that he could lose. But make no mistake about it, he's doing that because he's trying to offset what they're doing to him. Everybody knows that if they wanted to, Devin Haney could fight Shakur Stevenson now. Right now, they could fight to be 1 or 2, right? But he saw what they did by having Keyshawn call him out. So he's like, I see what they're doing. I know what they're trying to do. And again, I'm not saying Shakur's afraid of Devin Haney. No, he's not afraid of Devin Haney. Okay? He just understands the politics of boxing. And he understands that in the mainstream, Devin Haney is being pushed like him. And there is a scenario where Devin Haney can win a bullshit decision over Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur knows that.
What?
He knows that.
Do you think?
I mean, both these guys are hard sells, man. I'm so pissed off that we're stuck with Shakur. With both of them, you can't sell neither. You gotta like do weird twisting and turning and stories and drama behind the scenes so you can try to sell it. Like these guys are boring.
You keep saying that, but you keep saying that, but social media, YouTube, and
social media,
YouTube
doesn't equal tickets and buys.
Well, wait, I'm not finished. Ticket sales don't say that either. Ticket sales did pretty damn good for Shakur.
What are the ticket sales saying?
And don't say Tio did that.
Well, yeah. Are you talking about the Tio fight? Well, there's come on, man. Come on.
I don't know how well they did in New York. But
Tio can't sell anywhere. He can't sell his own grandma's living.
Dude, you can't sell them, bro. You're telling me he's gonna fight like this for the next 5 or 6 fights? He's gonna get bigger? No, it's just the ugly, and it's not fair. But boxing, have you ever heard of the term? But have you ever heard of the term? Boxing is not just a sport; it's entertainment. Have you ever heard of that saying?
Dirk.
It's not. Is it fair? Is it fair? No. But is it reality? Yes.
Dirk, let me ask you a question.
Here's why it doesn't matter.
Why is it
boring?
Why is
They're too boring.
There's a lot of nonsense tonight.
Hey, why isn't Shakur calling out Devin Haney right now?
Yeah, but hold up. The reason why it doesn't matter, bro, is because
nobody wants to see it.
If he fights a Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, none of that shit will matter, bro. People are going to tune in.
Tank is not fighting. Ryan is done. And dude, Ryan's not even Oscar. We can't even compare Ryan to Oscar the way Oscar was in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's not even close.
But it's still a name, apparently.
Ryan's not even a champion. He's never even won yet.
But I'm going to play devil's side. But he's still a name, right? He's still, for what he is, he's still somewhat of an attraction. Ryan Garcia.
So
and if
is
he wins,
Jake Paul.
Yeah,
so is Jake Paul. Big deal.
Yeah, we're used to seeing Ryan lose at this point. So I think the luster has kind of came off.
Yeah, it's not the low. Yeah, definitely, I agree. I mean, but Listen, if he
The
wins,
reason
no,
why
but if he
Brian
wins
is
against
so-
Barrios, I mean, he's back, no?
The reason why
No.
a guy like Shakur is calling out a Ryan Garcia right now instead of a Devin Haney is because Ryan Garcia he has more of a buzz than a guy like Devin. It's more authentic, right? It's more of an authentic buzz, and he also knows that a guy like Ryan Garcia is not disciplined enough, and he's not the mainstream main guy. Here's what I mean by that. Ryan Garcia could take a loss and still bounce back. So let's say he goes in there and fucking knocks out Barrios.
Yeah.
Let's say he knocks out Barrios in spectacular fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And he fought Shakur Stevenson next. It's all hypothetical.
Yeah.
But Shakur Stevenson, and he loses to Shakur in a 12-round fight.
Mm-hmm.
But he put up a good effort. You can still sell Ryan Garcia. You can still sell him.
Yeah, there's a Haney rematch.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a Haney
I don't think he'll put
rematch.
He wouldn't put up a good effort against Shakur. He would get cooked.
We know.
Listen to what I'm saying.
All around.
I'm painting a scenario. I'm painting a scenario. Yeah,
I know.
where
I'm just saying.
where you can still sell him outside, even if he got embarrassed. Let's say
he won't get knocked out.
For some reason,
he won't get knocked out. We know that.
Right. Let's say he got embarrassed for 12 rounds, but he buzzed Shakur in one round where he had Shakur really. He could sell that. He could just sell that alone.
I can't imagine it.
I mean,
But
I
I'm
can.
saying
I
he
can.
could.
I can. Why not?
No, you can't. How can a guy with just a left hook beat somebody with Shakur's defense? It's not going to happen.
No, but people have landed on Shakur Stevenson. It's not like nobody can land. I mean,
like even Randy Romero took that left hook away, bro. Like, come on, stop it.
No, but Teofimo Lopez is like this guy. He was completely shot. Let's just be honest.
Ryan Garcia is a similar type fighter.
No, he's
not.
He's faster. He's faster. He's faster. He's bigger and he's faster than Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez
is fast. Teofimo's not slow.
Teofimo Lopez is not explosive like this guy. Teofimo Lopez has been fighting like that.
Wait. Hold up,
and by the way, I'm not saying he beats Shakur, man. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you're saying he cannot land one punch. I'm like, okay, you're crazy.
I mean, it's going to be very hard, bro. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well,
because Ryan does not throw in bunches. In order to get to Shakur, you got to throw combinations. Ryan Garcia is a one-punch type of guy.
Ryan has the length.
That shit's not going to work.
He has the length and
That's
the
not
speed.
going to work
He
on
has
Shakur.
the length and the speed. He can actually land, man.
Oh, wow. Length and speed. He got more power, more athleticism.
No, he has.
Like
we saw it against Devin Haney, man. Somebody saying Haney's too slick. He's going to do this.
Devin Haney is not Shakur.
I know.
Stop saying that, bro.
But listen,
somebody says that shit one more time.
Shakur, I know he's not Haney, but I'm saying Ryan Garcia has proved people wrong when he fought when fighting guys that are supposed to be. Haney was supposed to be defensively sound. Haney was coming into the fight. Devin Haney was completely one of these guys who was considered defensively sound, very good defensively sound. And then oh no, he doesn't have any defense. Well, I mean, why not?
I didn't say that. You're not listening. I said he's okay defensively. But
I mean, Shakur is an elite patty cake boxer, I must say.
I'm saying
whatever you want to call it, his defense is a big one.
I'm saying Ryan Garcia can. You're saying it's impossible he lands or very unlikely. I'm saying
nothing is impossible.
Bucho,
you could shoot a basket over Michael Jordan one time. Nothing is impossible, but it's not likely. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And I could see Shakur stopping somebody, like making their eye close or something like that, to be honest.
Well, listen.
Yeah, if somebody like Shakur lands a lot of times on Ryan Garcia, he can force the corner and stop it.
Ryan is only afraid to let his hands go. Well, from what I've seen, when he fights somebody that actually can hurt him, and we saw it against Rolly. After he got
Teofimo is much more skilled than Ryan Garcia.
He is.
He couldn't do shit with Shakur. He couldn't do shit with Shakur. What the fuck makes you think Ryan Garcia's going? He's a Mexican Deontay Wilder.
But here's the thing. You always say this. It's about styles, Dirk. You love to say that. That's the cop out. Like, Styles.
Exactly.
Okay, well, hold on. a guy like Maidana was causing Floyd a bunch of problems, and this guy, I mean, you telling me this guy cannot box anybody? That he can surprise? I mean, Maidana's style is just
what
wild.
the fuck does Ryan Garcia got
You
to do
become
Maidana?
a wild animal in there, anything can happen,
It's
including yourself getting knocked out.
Ryan Garcia is not a wild animal.
Well, I'm saying he can become one if he saw it against Devin Haney. He
No,
was
he can't.
wild,
He didn't
man.
even let his hands go against Rolly.
Because Rolly has power.
Rolly
Because
can
I told you, Dirk. Rolly has power. Haney doesn't have. Shakur doesn't have power.
Okay, but even if you look at a Devin Haney fight, he was not letting his hands go against Devin Haney.
He did. No, what are you talking about? I mean, there was moments.
Watch the whole fight.
I watched the whole fight. There were moments where he was just letting his hands go. He fucking. That's why.
Oh yeah, exactly. Moments.
Yeah, and that's important. Moments where he knocked out Haney. That's what.
He's not a pressure fighter. He's not.
No, you've changed the topic. You're changing the topic. I just proved to you that Styles makes fights like you always love to say. So you never know. That's speed and power.
Can anybody hear me?
Oh yeah. Okay. Chief wants
to say. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, Chief. Go ahead.
Is he a counter puncher or a pressure fighter?
All right. The Chief.
I'm stepping in here. Okay,
look, obviously he's a counter puncher.
Right.
You cannot put up.
All right,
Dirk, I'm
talking. Dirk, give me a second. Yeah, because you two
guys, can you hear the Chief?
You guys can't see. You guys can't seem to communicate this. All right, look, I'm dropping off and come back on. Hey.
No, we can hear you. It's just too chaotic over here. All right, let me read a super chat. Boxing Chief, just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna read a super chat. Or maybe Discord.
Can y'all hear now?
Yeah, but people are dropping in and out. I don't know if it's Discord fucking up. Chief, just give me 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, read your super chat.
Yes, thank you. Rooster Tiger Karate says Shakur's defense is holding. He's not a fighter. Well, I mean, he's not like Devin Haney. Let's just put it that way. Go ahead, Boxing Chief.
Okay, so here's the situation. First of all, let's address the Teofimo situation and give credit where credit is due to Shakur. I said this in the chat. I said it the other night, I think, with BDA. A jabbing southpaw is a hard man to beat, period. End of sentence. Doesn't matter who they are. Whitaker was shorter than a lot of the guys that he fought, but throwing that jab out there makes, and not just because he was elusive, when he would use that jab and stick it, whether it's to the shoulder, the chest, or the gut, a jabbing southpaw is a tough man to beat. End of sentence. The point leading to that is Teofimo went in thinking he could out-athleticism and use his reflexes to counter those points, and that was his only game plan. Not to say he could have done it if he had a game plan, it would have been different. But because he did that, it was completely one-sided, and they had no answer. Lack of preparation was as much Shakur as it was lack of preparation from the Lopez's, and that can't be argued.
The father, you'll just put it out there. The father in the corner. You guys interpret that.
Would he have lost anyway? Would he have lost anyway? I'm sure he would have. Could it have been more competitive with a better game plan? Yeah. I do believe it could have been, but I still think he would have lost. Having said that, when we're talking about Ryan Garcia, Bucho pointed out the fact that when he is not worried about what's coming back at him, he will let his hands go. Why did he let his hands go all night against Devin Haney? Because he wasn't in shape, and we all know it. You could tell by his physique, he was not in shape. He was only in shape enough to counter at times, and then he would throw small flurries and couldn't capitalize on anything else because he was not ready to go. He missed weight. We know it. Now, if he actually shows up in shape, he can keep those combinations going. Doesn't mean he'll do it against Shakur. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's Haney. Haney's lucky that Ryan showed up in the shape that he was in, because if it would have been in better shape, Haney would not have gone the distance, because any and every slap-happy accidental jab was buckling his legs that night, and it was not due to aspirin, perfentanil, or whatever the hell he tested positive for.
Yeah.
It was because he doesn't have the chin to withstand that power. It's that simple.
Okay, can I rebuttal that real quick?
Let me just 2 seconds, okay? His hands were already fast enough to be able to counter Devin no matter what. Those PEDs did not have anything to do with that. Shakur, different story, different stance. Like we said, styles make fights, and it will not necessarily be the same situation because stances, jabs, other things I've already said. Dirk, you got the floor. I want to hear your rebuttal, sir.
Okay, for one, Devin Haney's defense when he's coming forward is terrible. We saw that against Linares. He got clipped by Linares. He got clipped by Jojo Diaz. Now, when he's on the back foot, his defense is okay. It's decent. Shakur's defense is elite no matter what range we're at. Inside, at mid-range, it doesn't matter. It's elite. On top of that, Ryan Garcia might let his hands go, but if he can't close the distance on Shakur Stevenson, which is all these guys can't close distance, he knows how to manage distance. it won't matter. Ryan Garcia has not shown that he can cut up the ring against anybody. The African guy that he fought, he was chasing him around the ring for 12 rounds and closed the distance. So what makes you think he will close this on Shakur Stevenson?
Well, he closed it with Haney. That's undisputable. You can't argue that.
Wasn't going anywhere.
Haney was moving around all night. Ryan was stepping up to him. Ryan also set traps. Ryan also set traps that Haney fell for. He also set traps that Haney fell for. And you and I are both going to agree the fact that Shakur's not going to fall for the same traps. So there's no point arguing that part. But Haney, he set traps. He outsmarted, outwilled, outcountered. I won't say outwilled, outcountered, and outperformed Devin Haney that night. And he was out of shape. But Devin Haney's not Shakur.
I agree. I told Bucho the style to beat Shakur is like we talked about it. Zepeda, somebody like a Maidana. That guy doesn't really exist at 140. Maybe you gotta go to 154 to find something. Smart pressure fighter. That's need to be, or at least give Shakur problems.
The only reason I agree with you is because 147 is a dead division. It's been overrated and under talented for almost 10 years now.
No, hell no. 10 years ago, there were some good names there. Yeah.
Really? The overrated Keith Thurman and the overrated Sean Porter and the overrated Danny Garcia and the overrated Errol Spence. The only talent.
We should do
the only
talent
that
this, man.
I don't want to get into that because they would change the topic. But regardless, Ryan Garcia doesn't have the tools to beat a Shakur. I don't even think he has the tools to give him.
Well, listen, I never said. I don't think anybody's arguing that he has the tools to. I mean, I said that you said that he couldn't get. He wasn't going to be, that Ryan wasn't able to land a single punch. I was like, yes, I think he will land more than one punch, several punches. Now, I don't think he's going to win the fight or anything like that. So, well, anyways, we're getting stuck. We're getting
one of the situations. Yeah. I just want to finish this part off on my side on this topic. One of the reasons you do have valid points, Dirk, that needs to be noted, though. It's not all. Ryan doesn't have the IQ. No. I think he's got the reflex and a lot of things to do. He does not have the IQ. And so because of that, I agree with you that it may be a one-sided fight.
Yeah.
Jabbing southpaw, but key emphasis on the southpaw. Yeah. I'll be in a minute. Key emphasis on the southpaw. And that is a huge reason why Purnell didn't lose as many fights as he did, and why Shakur's not going to lose as many fights as he's not going to, because that style is going to befuddle a lot of people. And it has more to do with that stance than it does with the quote-unquote skill. That stance is going to get in people's way and throw their time off. Just by standing that way, it's going to throw them off. Now, you add in the fact he's got skills, and I've gone longer than I promised I would, but you add in the fact that he's got the skills to go with that stance, and that just adds more problems. The stance is the first problem, and I don't try and take credit away, but I don't give credit for being a southpaw, being in somebody's way. It's a natural... It's a natural obstacle that the other fighter has to overcome. Now, if they can't overcome it, that's their problem, their fault. I get that. But I don't give credit because of just standing in a particular position. That's not skill. It's just not. Now, what he does with that stance, that is skill. But just standing in a mirror image, that's anybody can stand like that.
I mean, these guys act like Shakur, just running around the ring, hugging and clinching. That's not what he's doing. He's literally standing in front of these guys. They can't hit him. That's very Pernell Whitaker.
Well, no, against the Los Santos, he ran. I mean, yeah, because Stefano Lopez wasn't throwing punches. But listen, we're going to get... Okay, I don't want to make this a Shakur fucking debate, man. Let me just read a super chat. Rooster Tiger Karate says, Oscar lost to Felix Trinidad for running, but Shakur wins. All right. I think he's talking about the Los Santos fight. KO Surge, thank you for your super chat. Oh, hold on. KO Surge says Ryan exceeds with slick boxers. He'll KO Shakur Stevenson. All right. Well, we got a prediction there.
Oh, groundbreaking announcement right there.
Yeah. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Really helps the show, and anybody can join. Everybody should join. All right. So I don't know what we started talking about. Fucking Stevenson and Shakur.
He's gonna be like he's that guy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what's next? What do you think about him calling out Ryan Garcia, Dirk? Since you're a big Shakur fan.
That's an easy lick.
All right.
Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is like that girl. Is like that at the slut in high school that everybody, to hit, or it's easy to hit. Everybody wants.
Yeah. But is this a fight that you want your or the future face of boxing to be taking? Is this a step back?
Not. It was good enough for Devin Haney to take and lose.
Yeah, but Devin, you keep saying that Shakur is not Devin Haney. He's above Devin Haney. He's better in every fucking way. So why is he taking out?
So why when he beats Ryan Garcia?
Well, I don't know. Listen, Hitchens is in there, right? Hitchens. We have Gary Antoine Russell in an interview with The Ring. He's saying that he wants Shakur. He wants his, he wants to become the.
Which one of those is a bigger fight, Lucho?
That'd be a good matchup.
Yeah,
Gary Antoine Russell and Stevenson.
Dirk, why are you going? Why is Shakur avoiding these fighters, man? Like seriously, what's going on? Like is he friends with them?
Gary and Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia. Like damn, bro, you don't know anybody else's name?
Dirk, why Ryan Garcia?
Ryan.
I mean, seriously.
And go like 100 times, bro. Are you a fan?
He has fans.
Bigger fight than Gary, that's another easy ass lick for.
Yeah, but listen. Okay, I understand that Shakur wants this fight for the money, for some, to have an opponent that's gonna bring some fans. But shouldn't Shakur Stevenson be trying to create his own career, his own legacy by putting in the work?
Why not do both? He just did that with Teofimo. Why not get a run?
No, he's going for another type of big name. Teofimo Lopez was a name. In a way, even though he wasn't a Ryan name, now he wants the Ryan Garcia fight. What about Hitchens? Give this guy a shot.
He wants maybe he can eliminate, just like Usyk, he can eliminate all his peers in his era, just Teofimo, Devin, Ryan, and Tank.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Listen, we got a super chat that you might like over here. It says KO Search, thank you for your super chat. He says Shakur Stevenson can only sell with Mexican fighters, not solo. Is that what's happening here?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
They
call it the green print.
Shakur can only sell with Mexican fighters, not by himself, not solo.
Primo is not Mexican, so what the fuck are we talking about?
Well, Ryan, he kind of is, right? And
it's called the green print.
All of a sudden, he cares that he knows the difference between Mexicans.
Even Floyd even said that was what it was. Floyd admitted that's what it was. What do you think Tank's whole career is built on?
I'll be real with you.
Whoever mentioned Tank is stupid because Tank's never coming back. If you think little ass Tank coming out of Tank's going to jail, bro. He's gonna do time this time.
Really?
They're not letting him off. He already broke probation. He already broke his what is it called? His bail terms and stuff. This guy's done, bro.
Damn.
All right, let me end your little delusion. Truth is, Mexicans need black fighters to sell.
Oh, excuse me.
All Canelo.
That's a funny.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good, bro. Let
me tell you why I say that. Canelo's biggest fights, which are Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford,
Who made Floyd? Who made Floyd? And the only reason the Terrence Crawford fight was big was because Turkey was involved. Dude, nobody knew who Crawford was.
Yeah.
Nobody, dude, Canelo. Hey, Bucho, you know I hate Canelo. You know I can't stand Canelo. But Canelo sold that fight. People had no idea who Crawford was. Stop lying to yourself. Us hardcores knew Crawford. Nobody knew Crawford. Sorry, dude.
That's cap.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Dirk.
That's a whole lot of cap, and you know it.
I mean, Floyd was an anomaly, bro. Nobody can replicate what Floyd did, and nobody ever will. And because boxing isn't even in that healthy landscape no more, where Floyd was. It's not.
That's not true.
We're like a watered down version of the '90s.
It can be if you find the right guy. Dude, if you find the right guy, yes, it can. The right guy in the right fights.
There is nobody out there like there is no Pacquiao, there's no De La Hoya, there's no Cotto, there's no Gotti, there's no Hatton, there's no dude. Floyd had a lot of stars surrounding him, dude. He was at the right time, at the perfect place at the right time. There was only one King network that everybody respected, HBO. The PBC was a baby, dude. That was the perfect storm, the perfect formula for Floyd. That will never be replicated.
That's a good, guys. I'm gonna go.
Let's say, for example, real quick, Bucho.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, this is just FYI. Let's just say Dalton Smith beats Keyshawn Davis, for example. Okay. He becomes an even bigger star. He becomes a huge star in the UK. That's a big fight with Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, but why are you saying? Why would that happen? Like, why are you saying like who? Okay, yeah, sure, but
because he's giving examples that there's no big names. Yes, there are.
Oh,
you got
not like there used to be.
Yeah, but you think he's gonna be like?
Yeah, he'll be somebody, but he's not gonna be a crossover star. I mean, like even Tank was Tank was more of a star, and he never fought anybody. But you know what? He didn't sell pay-per-views. So that whole thing about crossover stars like Canelo, like Floyd, like Trinidad, like Vargas, like all those guys of that cloth are gone.
All right, guys, I gotta go take a leak. I gotta go to the bathroom. But I'm gonna leave you with this question. Okay. What is Shakur's road to becoming a superstar? Like who should he fight?
It's there.
Well,
I don't know why.
What's the road? What's the road to success, to glory?
The road is simple, bro. Like if let's say he fights Conor Benn in the UK at O2, what's it called? O2, Wembley, whatever. That's gonna do like at least 50,000 people. Minimum.
Yeah, in the UK.
It doesn't matter. That's a lot of eyes on you fighting over there.
Dude, so, Conor Benn, Conor Benn fought in front of a huge crowd. Conor Benn versus the other guy that just fought? Eubank, yeah.
Eubank.
The huge crowds. Does anybody know who the fuck neither one is over here? No.
It doesn't matter. If that fight happens over there.
No, that's a domestic fight.
And also, Shakur did do 21,000, bro. Like we're not just gonna overlook that.
Shakur and T.O. did 20. Did that. It's secure to just give it to one guy.
All I know is before that fight, T.O. couldn't pack over 8,000.
Neither could Shakur, bro. Shakur wasn't a star neither.
He did 12,000. Did 12,000 at the Providence Center
at Newark. That's not that big of a deal, bro. I'm sorry.
But so you at least you admitted you were wrong. So don't make shit up.
No, I'm not making it. But the thing is, the matchup sold it. Just like Wilder and Fury, that fight sold real well. You know what happened when they fought solo? Neither one of them sold jack shit. It's the matchup. So don't tell me he's gonna be this guy who could just carry his own pay-per-view like Canelo or Mayweather. No, bro. He doesn't have the style. If he doesn't get power and start knocking people out, he's never going to have it. But people don't want to see that. Just don't lie to everybody else. You're lying to yourself if you say you're going to get 15 people at a house party for a Shakur fight. You're not going to do that.
Go look at the highlights of the fight and the interviews after the fight. Look at the numbers. People do care.
You're going to gather 15 people in your house for a Shakur fight, really, and tell me everybody's going to love it and have a good time.
I mean,
it's Mike Tyson, like it's Oscar De La Hoya versus Trinidad, like it's anybody else, dude. I'm not even hating on Shakur, but it's the serious fact. You can't sell somebody like that to the casuals. They're gonna look at it and be like, "Why don't I watch this guy go to a 12-round decision off a jab?" The jab won the T.O. fight, and it was brilliant. Bro, it was masterful, but it was boring.
If Shakur and Devin fought, that would do huge numbers.
No, it wouldn't because nobody likes Devin either. Devin's just as boring, almost as boring.
No,
Devin's a little more exciting. Devin's more exciting.
How are they gonna promote that?
Devin's more exciting, bro.
Super chat.
No, the fuck, he's not more exciting.
Super chat.
Yes, he is.
Hold on. 2 seconds. Chaos Search, thank you for your super chat. He says Latino fighters sell. Ryan Garcia never been a champion and he sells. Yeah, he was never a champion and he kept selling. So that's a good point.
He sells based on what? Name me one fight that doesn't include Tank Davis where Ryan Garcia sold out. Give me one.
I'll tell you one right here in San Antonio that I went to during Fiesta, which was the biggest night of the city's festival across the highway that draws like almost 500,000 people down there. That night, he filled up the Alamo Dome.
Which fight was that?
Look, I can name three.
Some African dude that just ran all night, and I was surprised. I was like, wow, he actually pulled a crowd.
I can name can name 3 African American fighters right now that did over 10,000 tickets. Can you name me 3 Mexican Americans that did that? Go ahead.
Who, bro?
Father himself. Boots. Boots did it in Philadelphia.
Okay, Boots. I like
did
Boots.
it. Yeah, Keyshawn did it in Virginia.
Okay,
and
okay. Can they do that in any other city? Because Bud did that in his hometown. If Bud fought in another city, like LA, when he fought in LA, nobody bought tickets. They had to give them away.
Okay, and Virgil is in fucking Texas of all places, where there's millions.
I was there, and the place was full. The place, I mean, did he draw as much? No, but yeah, he drew like more than 10,000. I was there. I'll send you videos. I'll send you videos.
Okay, well, can Shakur sell? Can Shakur sell? Because we're talking about styles as well, right? Like, so I mean, Keyshawn.
Clearly.
Well, against Teofimo Lopez, right?
I mean, Tio can't sell, so how do we give Tio the credit when he hasn't shown to be able to sell?
It's a big fight. Yes, of course, Teofimo Lopez also he's not a superstar either. But you know, both came together.
There was millions of Hondurans in that. Yeah, okay.
No, he's not a star. He's not a star. Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, Keyshawn is exciting to a certain extent. Shakur isn't. Now, can he pull that off against Hitchens? Can he pull some good numbers? Do you think he could?
Oh God, no.
Good numbers against Hitchens, Dirk?
If they do it in Newark, they'll get a good crowd, but they won't sell at all. That fight would be boring because Hitchens is another guy that nobody gives a fuck about. And I'm not even trying to sound like a hater, man. It's just the ugly truth. It's business. It's easy for this guy to say, oh, this, and that. It's not his money on the line. Like, dude, don't tell me you're gonna get a fight party together for Shakur. It's not gonna happen. People will stop talking to you if you do that.
But you're projecting your feelings onto other people's.
No, because I like watching the fights with a lot of people. When I saw that Tio fight, I was watching it at Dave and Buster's with there must have been at least 200 people in the room, and everybody was kind of pretty. They enjoyed the undercard, but dude, everybody was already getting their bills and leaving.
I saw
by
people
the
yawning.
round.
There was people yawning in the crowd.
Yeah, everybody was on their phones. Nobody liked it, and that's how I grade it.
Were these Mexican people?
No. Come on, man. There was people in the crowd who paid for a fucking ticket. All right, they were yawning. All right, they paid for a ticket. You can't call this guy not a fan. He was a fan, and he was yawning.
And I blame Tio too. I blame Tio.
Oh, come on.
I blame Tio as well. I don't just blame Shakur. I blame Tio because Tio fought a shitty fight. But the thing is, dude, honestly, bro, you can't tell me that Shakur's gonna go on to be our next boxing star. No, bro, you're fucking crazy.
I never said that, but you already know. You already know who I got for that.
You'll never have a fight party for Shakur. And that's you, whether you'll admit that or not, you'll never have a fight party you'll never invite 20 people to your house to watch a Shakur fight. I guarantee it.
I mean, it depends who he's fighting, bro. If he's fighting Devin Haney, I think I would. Or Tank Davis.
Devin Haney is just... Dude, the Tank is never going to fight. That ship is sailed, bro.
He will.
Tank couldn't even beat Roach. You know, what makes you think? And he's the oldest one out of the whole crew. So do you think he's really going to age well in jail? Because he's going to do some time. I don't know why y'all are taking that out of the fact that he really fucked up this time. He's in some deep shit. He was on probation and he got in trouble.
That's terrible, man.
He was on probation and this happened.
There's so many fights we wanted to see with Tank Davis, though. Oh, you're breaking up, Dirk. You're driving.
People
again.
Gonna want to see Tank even more because he went to prison. That's how it is. Look at Mike Tyson.
He's
not Mike Tyson. He's Mike Tyson. Good.
Oh my God, you're delusional, bro. I'm sorry.
Really? No, look, I don't even like Mike Tyson. I think he's overrated, but so is Tank. That's why it's a good comparison.
They're
very similar to each other.
Tank is a fraud, but the thing is, with the youngsters, because I'm in the gyms with a lot of young guys. Dude, all the young guys love Tank. They love his swag.
Exactly, that's my point.
Yeah, but the thing is, I try to point out to him that, he never fought nobody.
All right, go ahead, Dirk. Let Dirk go ahead.
But who's the one that just be casuals love more than anybody? It's Mike Tyson, right? Who in this era?
Boxing's in a bad spot because we don't really have stars.
Let Dirk finish. Let me
finish, dude. Let me finish. Who in this era do the casuals love? Especially the younger casual. Tank Davis. He's this era's Mike Tyson. And whether you like it or not.
No, but so, Derek, are you talking about because of that? Okay, hold on. I wanna know. Okay, hold on.
To Mike Tyson.
Derek, why are you comparing?
Do you know how big Mike Tyson was?
No. He's not saying he's as big as Tyson. He's obviously not saying. He's saying he's somewhat similar in this. Are you saying that because of the shit that happens outside the ring? That's
a part of it, but also the aura where if this guy fights Tank is gonna knock him out. That's how people used to talk about Mike Tyson. And, Mike beats
one. Tank is too small as well. Let's just say he lives a clean life. He gets good lawyers and he doesn't go to jail and he gets his hunger back and he loves boxing all over again. And I think about how crazy that sounds. But let's just say that happens, right? He comes back to boxing. Like, did you see that little video he did in his closet when he's like doing that weird move? Dude, you see his legs, dude. The kid is really small. Now you got Devin that's fucking pushing 168. And when he goes in the ring, probably heavier than that. You got Shakur that was way bigger than Tio. Tio's moving up to 147. You're not telling me that Tank's gonna all of a sudden grow balls and go fight welterweights. It's not gonna happen.
I mean, Shakur's not really a welterweight, but
he's huge.
No, Devin is huge. He's
big, but he was bigger than Tio, and Tio was a thick guy, bro.
No, he's taller than Tio. He's not bigger than Tio.
If he can get Rob Roach, what makes you think he's gonna even think about stepping into a ring with somebody like Shakur that you can't hit? Like, he's never gonna. Why do y'all got this belief in Tank? It's crazy.
Who the fuck says I believe in him? I'm just saying it's a big fight.
It's never going to happen. It's a mythical fight. You're just naming mythical fights. Let's talk about fights that actually can be made that are realistic.
People, I don't know if you know, but the culture, people really fucking like Tank. You just admitted it yourself.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the guys in the boxing gym. I'm not talking about casuals. I'm talking about youngsters who follow boxing. But they like him more for the swag. They don't really know that or care that he's cherry picking and rehydrating and not fighting the real fighters. They're just kind of like the look where he likes the way he dresses. He looks like a bad boy. You know what I mean? Because that's who the youngsters in boxing are. But outside of that, people don't really know him.
All right. In the chat, Chaos Surge, thank you for your super chat. He says that Nee told the world Tank fights are fixed. Who said Tank's fights are fixed?
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, I thought I did
to a degree because
he's saying the knee that Garcia took.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, Chaos Surge is right. I mean, when Tank took that knee against Roach, kind of showed us that the referee's on his side, obviously. But yeah, it's not only with Tank; it's with a lot of fighters. But that's a good point. But I mean, apparently this time he won't be getting out of this legal troubles that he has. So, well, let's move on because maybe we're getting stuck here with Tank. We don't know what's going to happen with this guy. We're talking about Shakur Stevenson.
Close to sell-by date, so they'll cover his ass to squeeze a little more juice out of him, and then he's gonna start being, they're gonna throw him to the wolves.
Well, I mean, if they're smart, they're going to try to make some money.
Because he wants to get paid.
Right.
And they're going to throw a lot of money at Tank.
Yeah, what's good?
So, yeah, what else can we talk about? We're talking about Shakur. I think we spent enough time with Shakur.
Virgil Ortiz is going to get body bag in April.
So, what's the deal?
Put him in a body bag.
What's going on? Are they fighting?
They might put him in a body bag. That fight might not even happen. So...
it's a good chance it's gonna happen, man.
I hope so.
Who told you
that? If he does, props to Boots and props to both of them because they're doing what these other fighters aren't doing. They're actually fighting if it happens.
I know one damn thing. That ain't gonna be no boring fight. Guaranteed.
No, it'd be good. It'd be good. I like Boots.
So
if Boots wins, I'm favoring Boots, but I'll be rooting for Ortiz because I've actually met him and seen him, and I like his style. But I like Boots too, man. I don't got a dog in the race.
No, Virgil. If they think Virgil's some basic come forward pressure fighter, then they got another thing coming.
But the thing is, he's gonna ask questions that we haven't seen yet. We're gonna see Boots get hit by a real guy, which is yet to be done.
I'm not worried about that. But if he does try to, stay in the pocket with Virgil, I don't think that's a good idea. I think he can still win that way, but it'll be a lot harder fight than it needs to be. He needs to keep.
It's going to be good, man. I mean, the way he took out Lubin, I know Lubin's Lubin, but still, man, it was so quick. He's not slow. He's actually fast with his punches. So he's a quick guy. People don't give him credit for that. Just because of power.
Boots doesn't really stay on the ropes, and even when you do get him on the ropes, he's dangerous on the ropes. He can counter you off the ropes. And
hey, Dirk, you said that this would be an exciting fight. What's a boring fight in your opinion? Give us an example.
I mean, the one everybody knows, De Los Santos Shakur, was pretty fucking boring.
Okay.
But there are examples of guys just brawling, but it's boring. Like when two guys are brawling, they have no power. And they don't even have like a real skill set. They're just throwing punches. To me, that's boring.
Well, that's the UFC, but people love that shit.
I get it, but I don't. But if I want to see just two idiots brawling that are not skilled, you can just go to downtown and see that shit, bro. Like,
but that's rare. I mean, but you think Shakur against Teofimo Lopez was exciting, right?
It was because there was always a chance that Tio might cash a call or something.
Really?
Because he's got he's explosive.
Really? Over by the fourth round. By the fourth round, it was over.
I mean, when was the last time? When was the last time Teofimo Lopez actually dropped anybody? Like, it was a long time. So, well, I mean, I guess you were excited because you were excited not by Shakur but by Teofimo Lopez potentially landing a shot. Devastating shot.
I was excited because Shakur was standing right in front of him, so like it wasn't like where it was a clinch fest like Haney and Norman.
What about the punch output? Were you satisfied with the punch output?
No, I wanted Shakur to throw a little bit more punches, but it is what it is.
Okay, just putting it out there in the record.
Was it a perfect performance? I mean, boxing wise, yes, but entertainment wise, no. I would have preferred he threw more punches, but like I said, it is what it is.
All right. Well, what else can we talk about, guys? Because too much Shakur. Maybe people in the chat are getting bored about this topic. What else do we have? Canelo wants the rematch. I was watching that show with The Ring with Kellerman and Coppinger and Malik and that other NFL player. I don't know who he is. They were talking about whether Canelo should get a rematch. I think all of them kind of said, especially Kellerman, there's no point. I mean, he personally doesn't want to see a rematch. He wants to see Canelo against Mbili. But he understands why Canelo should get a rematch, right? Because he gave Crawford an opportunity. What do you guys think? What's your take on this, guys? Should Canelo get a rematch?
I mean, I don't know if you the word should, but if Crawford doesn't want to give it, he doesn't want to give it. So
yeah,
fuck it.
Crawford ain't coming back.
All right. So you guys
force the man to fight you.
I believe Crawford when he says what he does, man. He marches to his own beat.
What about the money, though? If it was an easy fight, why not just do it again and get paid? And he would be the A side, I guess, right? I mean, he could ask for I don't know, a larger amount of money, obviously. Why wouldn't he just come back and do it before he gets too old? If he starts to think about it too long, then it's going to be too late. So,
yeah, I don't know, man. I think Canelo should just do his farewell tour, man. I think he's been shot for a while, and Crawford's going to be 39 by then. Like, I don't know, man. We're like really pushing the envelope, man. I want to see these young guys, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I think Canelo should retire. If he doesn't get a Crawford fight, there's no point in fighting in Billy. What's the point? He might look like shit in that fight as well. I mean, who knows? But he has a contract.
If anything, I think Turkey wants to make the Shiraz fight because he's thinking if I can get Canelo at the very end when he's really shot and get that win for Shiraz over a legend, then that'll catapult his guy. And, because, he loves Shiraz. They're the countrymen, right? So, and boxing's always done that. We've seen that where we've seen Roy Jones lose to like guys that were not even on his level. We saw Sugar Ray lose to guys that were not even on his level. Ali lost to guys that are not even on his level. So I think if Turkey's smart, that's what I do. Try to make my guy the guy that sends Canelo off into retirement. Will it happen? I don't know, but there's a good chance because that's how boxing works.
Yep. Yeah, no, that definitely it's a possibility. Turkey wanting Canelo to fight Shiraz, and maybe have a passing of the torch. But obviously Canelo
With Saudis,
yeah,
damn. That's everything would pay off right there for this because he's not
even
making money on anything.
But why is he? Why is Turkey so into fucking Shiraz? Is it because just because he's Muslim? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's been no real Muslim superstar top fighters, and that would be huge for them. I mean, think about what Manny Pacquiao was to the Philippines and the Filipino people. They never had a guy on that level. So once he made it the way he did, he's Michael Jordan over there. It's kind of the same with Inoue. People don't realize how big Inoue is in Japan. Like in the Arab world, it's huge. I mean, think about like how many Muslims are there in the world? Like he would be a freaking rock star. You'd have all the sheiks at his fights if he's able to pull off getting Canelo at just the right time.
Yeah, no, that's a possibility. Great timing, obviously. At this point, I mean, after you look at Canelo, he looked pretty bad.
And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I've been saying, guys, he's been shot because the last time I saw the real Canelo was versus Danny Jacobs. That's when we saw the head movement, the fluid combinations, when he was just like springing on with his legs. And since then, he's just doing that loading up with a high guard and just walking guys down, losing the fight to Caleb Plant until he's finally catching him, losing the fight to what's his name, Kovalev, and then he caught him, and then even with Munguia, he's just walking him down. All these guys just walking him down, throwing slugs. Like, I think the legs everything's just falling apart. I mean, he's had a lot of problems too with the elbow, his knees, his back. I mean, he's got a lot of fights. He's been fighting since he was 15.
Yeah, no, he's probably shot, but who knows?
He's human. He's human.
Here we have another piece of news from this week. Errol Spence Jr. to return to the ring against Tim Tszyu in June. So Errol Spence Jr. is set to end his near 3-year hiatus from boxing in a June showdown against former junior middleweight champion Tim Tszyu in Australia. The fight, first reported by Ring Magazine, will mark Spence's debut at 154, a headline, a PBC on Prime Video pay-per-view card June 6th or 13th. Spence has not fought since his 9th round stoppage loss to Terence Crawford in July 2023. Tim Tszyu, who has lost 3 of his last 4 fights since that 24-0 start, is reportedly seeking a March tune-up against Lewis Crocker. What? Wait, he's reportedly seeking a March tune-up on the Lewis Crocker-Liam Parrow undercard in Australia. Okay. So Lewis Crocker is fighting Liam Parrow in Australia. And he's going to probably fight in the undercard and a tune-up and then fight Spence. I created a poll a few days ago, and a lot of people are picking Spence Jr. to win this fight. Like a lot of people. I don't remember what the percentage was, but it was huge. So what do you think?
Yeah, I can see it.
Spence beating Tim Tszyu? Easy?
Yeah, I knew Spence blew his money already, so he needs it.
Interesting. What do you guys think in the chat? Spence, is he? I mean, I know Tim Tszyu has been stopped. He's been looking pretty bad lately. But we haven't seen Spence in 3 fucking years. That's a long time. And the last time he fought, he got completely destroyed. And I'm talking destroyed, a whooping. That's a real whooping. None of that 12-round taps and stuff. Like, no, he really got destroyed. You guys know. So what are people saying here? Papal, I can't even pronounce his name. Papal, sorry. Says Spence could probably do it. I guess people are still high on Spence. Warrior Way says Berlanga, Munguia, Ryder Skull all KO'd after Canelo. That's a good point. Although that Munguia stoppage, I mean, I think that was just one of those shots that land out of nowhere, but still, Munguia isn't the real deal. He isn't anything special. All right, there was a piece of news. I guess we should end the show. There's nothing else. Like, we covered everything. I don't want to drag this show.
Yeah, man, that's well, to me that's a depressing fight. I don't want to see it. I mean, I feel bad watching it because both guys are. I don't know. I think they're. I don't know why they're fighting.
Yeah, I don't know why Team Zeus having a tune-up. I mean, it should be Spence having a tune-up and then fighting. Yeah, what's his name? Team Zoo. But no, it's Team Zoo having a fucking tune-up and then fighting Spence. That's crazy. Spence needs a fucking tune-up, and I mean a tune-up. Like he should fight a guy nobody knows about. Man. He should fight Lima, that guy that fought Boots Ennis. Something like that. All right, we're gonna end the show. I think we covered everything, but I want to thank everybody who joined. Yeah, hold on. All right, people on YouTube, thank you for joining the show. What else? Hit the like button, really helps us out. And I don't even know what fights we have next week. I gotta check that out. I think is it by the end of this month that we're gonna get that Ryan Garcia Barrios fight? I think so. That's gonna be a big week. We're on the 13th now. Yeah, I think it's at the end of this month. But yeah, having said that, guys, have a good night. We'll see you next time. Take care. Let me just play some music.